How about now? How's that? F reacts only. Still no sounds. You are deaf. You can hear us now? All right. How about that? All right. How are you guys doing this evening? How are you guys doing? We always have audio-related issues at the beginning of the show. Luckily, this year, no different. It's a trend. It's a thing here. Now, I'm not going to be able to see your messages in real time. But how many of you guys have been here for a while? Let's wait a while and see what the chat is saying. How many of you guys have been here for since before the last Hybrid Network Awards? It's kind of a trick question because the Hybrid Network Awards previously were called the Comic Awards, but because this year was a big changing year for the Hybrid Network, we wanted to change up what we call the awards, and we settled on the Hybrid Network Awards. Congrats, y'all. This is awesome. This is, I see a lot of people were around for a while. Nick's been here since the dawn of time. He's been, I just assumed your age, yes. So this is the Hybrid Network Awards, and for those of you that don't know, this is where we go through. We have a nominating committee every year. This year it was 13 different people, a select couple of the people from the channel, as well as those guys on Twitter you might have heard of discussing film and cinematic banter, their whole crew. The comic book cast got in on this. Caboose XBL and Slick Moth all helped us choose our nominees. And from there on, we turned it over to you guys to vote for your favorite films, your least favorite films, and much, much more. We got some movie stuff, some TV stuff, and we're looking ahead to 2018 and all the great stuff that's coming out this year. So I'm excited, guys. I'm really excited. There are a lot of people. That's right. Fix the sound, change the name. All right, guys. How many of you guys voted in this year's awards? We actually had hundreds of votes, believe it or not. I think it was our most ever, which kind of makes sense. We're growing. We're getting more and more people out here. You've been here since CC. All right, guys. Well, without further ado, let's go ahead and get down to the business. Let's get down to the noise. Hope you guys liked that song in the opener. It was actually pretty sick. That was a late addition to our show from my brother, actually, Will. It's called Tuesdays in Toronto. I'll throw a link in the description at some point so you guys can go check that out if you enjoyed that. Without further ado, we do have a lot of awards to get to. We've got 18 different categories this year. Lots of them going from the television side and the worst of the worst all the way to the movie side and the best of the best as voted on by you guys. Now, I mentioned a little bit earlier about our nominating committee. We had 12 or 13 people. For something to get actually nominated to be voted on, it had to have at least a few nominations. We weren't going to have something get one nomination and thrown in there. So you might see some things that you don't necessarily agree with nominated for certain categories, but that just means that there were multiple nominations. None of this was like one and done. One rogue person voted for something for worst movie of the year, and now all of a sudden it's in the voting for worst movie of the year. No, there was none of that. It had to be, there had to be a kind of a groundswell, at least, for something to get nominated. So without a doubt, you're going to see some things that you disagree with. You're going to see some things that hopefully you do agree with because you guys voted for this. But we'll see what you guys think. Now, we are going to have some special guests throughout the night. Our very own Nick, Alien Lord Nick, is going to be on presenting kind of close to the end of the show. If you want to just check out, pop in maybe 30 minutes or an hour later. We are also going to have Tim here presenting an award. Everyone else was busy. I usually have a co-host. Josh is taking care of business up in DC. I'm here hanging out with you guys, and I prefer what I'm doing. But without further ado, let's get down to the business, the bee's knees. And our first award, our first category, the worst television actress of 2017. A dubious honor, but at least you're starting out the night. You're going to collect your award and go home early. So without further ado, here are the nominees. Lots of good nominees there. Lots of good nominees for that category. And you guys certainly agreed on one in particular. This is one of the most lopsided votes of the evening. We've got another one that was, believe it or not, even more lopsided. But without further ado, the winner for Worst TV Actress of 2017 is... Emily Bett Rickards. Congratulations to you. You have won, the dubious honor. You can collect your trophy. I don't know, what would the Hybrid Network Awards trophy be called? What would that be called? Is it the hybrid? Is it the Hybie? What is it? Oscars? The Academy Awards have the Oscars. What would it be? What would it be called? I'm waiting for you guys to let me know. We'll see what happens. She's probably going to get retired this year. We kind of retired Willa Holland. We grandfathered her out because she won, I think, for the first 2 years. Now I think Emily Bett Rickards has won for the most recent 2 years. So she's probably going to be out of the running next year no matter how many people nominate her. The Hybrid Award Trophy. I like that. I like that. The Joshie. It is, I think Tim is right. I think it's got to be the Hybrids, actually. That's a good one, too. That is Josh, though. Hybrid is Josh. So both... We'll see what happens. So you Felicity haters, you came out strong. You came to the polls, and you made sure she got that award. But we actually do have, on the other side of the spectrum, we have the award for Worst TV Actor. That's right. The men are they're not out of this either. And we actually have some really good nominees this year because as much good TV as we had in 2017, we had some really bad TV as well. All right, y'all. Here we go. The nominees for Worst TV Actor of 2017. Now, you might have noticed there was one nominee not listed in that category, and I'm going to be honest, I threw all this together, some pretty late nights. One of the best actors was actually thrown in with the worst pile at the end, so we cut that off. Kenan Lonsdale was our 5th nominee for Worst TV Actor category. And this is really tough. I know a lot of people are going to be saying Finn Jones. Some people are going to be saying Anson Mount. Inhumans was definitely one of the the big punching bags this year in terms of television, and this is not the only time you're going to see that that show on this show. I guess the Hybrid Awards, we matter a little bit less than the Oscars, but we're still more important than the Grammys. So without further ado, the winner of Worst TV Actor 2017 is... So here's the thing. I really like Ewan Ryan. He's actually, I think, a lot better than most people give him credit for. I think this is one of the first times that you'll see over the course of tonight, and you'll see it multiple times, a bad show or a bad movie dragging down certain actors that we've seen be good in other things. So get ready for that. The Swerve, Savage Award, according to you guys. He was really good in Game of Thrones. He was also really good in The Misfits, if you guys have seen that. Really, really good, all around. He's out. JF Bros is out. No, don't leave. There's more to come. There are actually 16 more awards coming. All right. Now, if there's a worst, there's got to be a best, and that's actually what we're here to celebrate. The best of 2017, moving into 2018. And yes, we are going to award the Best TV Actress. Now, get ready, guys. This is pretty fun. Pretty fun. Here we go. We had some really good nominees this year. Of course, Legion, a show that a lot of people might have forgotten about because it debuted back in February. And then we also, it kind of honestly, in my mind, was one of the best shows of this year in general, not even including kind of our little sphere of what we cover. But we also had a pretty solid year over on the CW side. Melissa Benoist is a mainstay in these awards since Supergirl's debuted. And of course, The Gifted came out this fall. Really was not expecting much from that show. And it's been one of the best shows on network television, in my opinion. Really, really good. Jamie Chung is fantastic in that. Emma Dumont is also fantastic. And the winner is... This was a really close race. This one actually was separated by single-digit votes. I think 2 or 3 votes only. And the winner of Best Actress TV 2017 goes to... That's right, Aubrey Plaza. And I was trying to brace you guys for that by saying that a lot of people probably forgot about Legion because it was at the beginning of the season, or the beginning of, I guess, last year. And, just because there are probably going to be some people in the chat upset about that, let me say you should watch Legion, because there was really, there weren't many better performances than that on TV in general. She was really spectacular. And yes, season 2 coming out in just a few months. So... congrats to Aubrey Plaza. Your Joshi is in the mail. Your hybrid is in the mail. Your trophy. It's actually just going to be like a little metal dude. It's going to be actually a picture of Josh's face. What should we send the award winners? Should we just send them like a cookie? Should we send them an actual like little trophy, saying this doesn't matter, but here put it on your mantelpiece. Find it in a closet somewhere. All right, guys, we actually do, again, on the other side of the spectrum, there was a Best TV Actress. There's going to be a Best TV Actor, even this year. So the Best TV Actor TV 2017 nominees are... Lots of good nominees there as well. Of course, The Gifted, very well represented with Stephen Moyer, who's been fantastic in that. The Netflix verse, even though Defender is a little bit underwhelming, Charlie Cox sneaks in. John Bernthal, a real standout in The Punisher. And of course, we've got Dan Stevens as well. We couldn't have, again, Legion, one of the best shows of the year. Couldn't not have Dan Stevens in there as good as he was. And now, without further ado, let's get to the winner for Best TV Actor of 2017. I think it should be this button. That's right, Johnny Bernthal. For any of you sports fans out there, he's a huge Redskins fan. I'm a huge Redskins fan, so I'm happy to see one of my Redskins Nation brothers get this. That's right. And honestly, if you haven't seen Punisher yet, what are you doing? It's so good. It's really, really good. He deserved it, 100%. And I'm really excited for Season 2. They announced that, of course, a few weeks back. Very, very excited about that. Are you guys excited for Daredevil Season 3? Hey, we're going to talk about that a little bit later. That is up for another award later this year, one of the most anticipated TV shows of 2018. What are you guys expecting from... What are you guys expecting from this year in TV? We've got Jessica Jones Season 2 coming up. We've got Daredevil Season 3. Luke Cage Season 2 is going to come out at some point this year. 3 episodes of Punisher left. We're not going to, say anything about that, but we'll see what happens. What are you... If there's one new Netflix series coming up, what do you want it to be? If there's a character they haven't done yet, is there a character you specifically want to see? Cloak and Dagger. Worry, that might be canceled. I mean, I'm hearing it's not. I'm hearing it's still on track for its same release date. That's what they're saying. But, I mean, they had that one trailer, and that was it. Blade, that's a good one. I really want to see Blade come back. Get Wesley Snipes. He's not doing anything. Moon Knight would be good. Westworld Season 2. Oh, my goodness. The first season of Westworld blew my mind. I remember watching that. I think I started 4 episodes late, and it was just like one big chunk of just mind-blowing, and then like agony waiting every week for the next episode to come out. The Justice League Dark of Television. Yes, Tim, it is the Justice League Dark of Television. Tim, you're going to get in here in just a second, actually. We're going to holla at you in just a second. Now, of course, there was good TV, there was bad TV, and then there was some really, really bad TV. Even in our little sphere, we had some bad shows this year. So here are the nominees for Worst TV Show of 2017. When I said really bad TV, I meant it. Even though, some of you might like Legends. Again, I don't have a problem with it. I'm not going to judge you. We're not going to judge you if you enjoyed Inhumans. All we're saying is that, look, there was a nominating committee. A bunch of people nominated these things. We'll see. Iron Fist wasn't awful. All right? It wasn't, okay. But it was pretty bad. So any of these could win, right? Any of these could win. You guys voted for it. What are you thinking? What are you thinking it's going to be? What are y'all thinking? I see Inhumans, Legends of Tomorrow's good. Why isn't Teen Titans Go on there? Waru, there's a vast conspiracy to keep Teen Titans Go. Iron Fist, I'm seeing a lot of that. Iron Fist. Waru wasn't on the nominating committee. Look, you're going to be next year, buddy. I honestly should have extended the invitation to you. Inhumans, you wouldn't have made dumb decisions. Waru, come on now. Don't be like that. Inhumans, all of them. That's true. The award goes to all of them. No, the award actually goes to... Inhumans. No shock there, right? No real surprise. That's the punching bag of the evening. And actually, we've only got one more TV category to go before we wrap it up and move to the movies. We head to the movies. So actually, let me see. We got a special guest coming on for this. We got a special guest. Let me see if I can get our special guest on the telephone. Hold on, I'm going to add this real quick. This is going to take a second, guys. Just give me 1 second. Whew. I'm just going to scoot over here. Oh, got to go the other way. This is live television right here. Live television. Live internet television. All right, let's see. Tim, are you ready for me to call? I should ask. You're right here. What's up, buddy?
How's it going? Yeah.
Can anyone hear this? Let's see. Let's check. It's just going to show the offline image. Skype is the special guest. Special guest Skype. All right, guys. We're actually going to take a quick break while we try and figure this out, and we'll come right back.
Yeah. That's my mystique. Alright. They should recognize my voice by now. I'm on enough podcasts and reviews.
Actually, that's a good point. No sound. You can't hear me. You can hear Tim, but you can't hear me. And now we're back. All right, guys. Here we go. Tim, how are you doing, bud?
I'm doing fine for right now. Looking forward to doing this nominating category and getting confused by doing the mixture of Skype and the stream in real time.
That's true. That's a good, you know, it's. We're gonna play the slideshow, so we'll make it a little bit easier for you. This category that Tim is presenting is best TV, best TV show, best TV series, and let's see. I've got to figure out which button I got to press here. There we go. These are all numbers. Actually, you know what? I have this up somewhere, and I'm gonna pull that up to make it a little bit easier. Oh my goodness. Well, now I'm just ruining it all. All right, guys. Here we go. Best TV show 2017. The nominees are So again, lots of great nominees there, Tim. What really stands out to you in this category before we announce the winner?
Well, the one that stood out to me for this season, people can probably guess from what I reviewed it. It was the Orville. It's probably the biggest surprise for me this season. I didn't know what it was going to be fully going into it. I was interested to see what it was, but I enjoyed my time with it, and I'm glad it made it through the nomination.
Really one of the surprise hits of the fall. Kind of like The Gifted. I think this fall was really good for network TV that we weren't expecting to be good, but it was. Orville, really, really surprising. I think people were expecting it to just be a straight like satire or parody, and it's really not. It's more like if Seth MacFarlane was a writer on Star Trek.
Right.
It's very toned down for him, actually. It might be the lowest key thing that he's ever done.
Well, it's the only thing he's done that isn't straight comedy, so it makes sense.
That's true. And believe it or not, that was actually nominated by more than one person, as we explained how the nominating committee works. So, Tim, yes, it did sneak in. All right, guys, where's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? You're going to cry? Don't cry. It just didn't, it didn't get nominated. I think that it'll get nominated for this season right now. All right, guys, close category. Very, very tight race. But the winner is, according to you guys, the voters, the best TV show of 2017. All right, Tim, we saw what the best TV show was. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, it was really popular. I heard nothing but glowing reviews for it. It seems to have resonated with most of our audience. It has a lot of really strong dramatic moments in it. It expands John Bernthal's character. Just prop to the Punisher for winning the Joshie Award for this year.
Absolutely. We're just going to send that right up to New York where they film all this stuff, and they'll find it lying on the street somewhere.
A shirtless golden
so
flexing
a lot of you guys,
Josh.
Exactly, the flexing Josh. A lot of you guys are shocked about this. Game of Thrones was kind of a shock nomination. We covered it a little bit back in the summer. It did get nominated. It did get second place, and it was a pretty close race. But again, I actually didn't vote on these. We nominated them. I didn't vote. We put it up for you guys to vote. I mean, this isn't, rigged. I'll show you the votes. This is, yes, Punisher. Punisher was really good. I think, personally, I thought it would have gone the Game of Thrones way, or potentially Legion. Both of those shows were fantastic. Yep. But no, people, I guess that, the audience decided. You guys decided what it was going to be, and that's what it is.
A lot of people just really feeling the Punisher this season.
That's true, and it was really good. And for my money, it was the best Marvel Netflix show, in my opinion, probably since Daredevil Season 1. All right, guys, moving on to the next category. Tim, thank you so much for being here. You want to hang out for a few more categories?
Sure, why not?
All right, we're going to get Tim in here, get his thoughts on as we move to the movies. That's right, cinema, kinema, old Hollywood. We got some good stuff coming up here, starting with the music. Now, everybody knows no movie is complete without good music. And music can absolutely elevate and transform really any movie. I mean, if you took John Williams' score out of Star Wars, would it still be Star Wars? It's a good question. And I guess Rogue One answered that because Michael Giacchino was just doing his best John Williams impression, and to a certain degree. We'll see what happens. I think this is a tough race. As you'll see, the nominees are all very good. This is actually technically best score / soundtrack, just to clarify ahead of time for all of you guys. So, the nominees for best score are... All right, y'all, really tough category there. We've got a lot of good nominees. Of course, Blade Runner 2049, really probably one of the best all-around films of the year, and you will see it a little bit later on, spoiler alert. Thor Ragnarok, of course, also a really, really great contender. Believe it or not, Thor Ragnarok scored by Mark Mothersbaugh, who you or your parents might better know from the band Devo. Surprise there. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, always really well known for their music. Again, music's such a huge part of that movie. Really all movies in general, but that movie especially. Lots of great contenders here. You see, it's a really great, tough category, and this one was actually not as close as I might have expected. Tim, what do you think about these nominees? Music in movies, what is your... What would you take out of this category?
Music is always one of those hard things to comment on, especially with score, because you only really notice it if it stands out. If it stands out like a lot being positive or being really, really awful. Like when it's doing its job, you usually don't notice it. So a lot of the time, soundtrack is going to just pull ahead because it's more immediately recognizable.
That's true, and that's actually a really good point. And I think it's one of those things where, the late, great Keith Jackson, a sports commentator who just passed away last evening, may he rest in peace, kind of was of the opinion that sports commentating, much like, score, a good score, is there to enhance, but ultimately not distract from the event itself.
Right.
So, obviously you want to elevate, but potentially not distract or detract. I think Inception probably has the record for the most distracting score of all time. What with the wah. But
so distracting, every trailer got distracted by it for years after.
Every trailer 100% did. All right, guys. Now, without looking forward, the winner for best score is... Let's see. Can we find it? All right. No real shock there, I think. It was a really tough category. I wasn't sure which way the people were going to go. I wasn't sure which way they would lean on that, whether they would go straight to the soundtrack or potentially one of the other scores. Really, really interesting. What do you guys think about that one? Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. The winner there.
Yeah, I was expecting that to win for it. Like I said, with the soundtrack, it's going to be more recognizable, and even with as good as the scores were in the other movies, my guess is that no one could hum any of the score to any of them off the top of their head.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. Blade Runner was one of those where I personally enjoyed the score. I think, again, it's just kind of... That one actually got a lot of negative press initially because people really wanted them to bring back Vangelis, who, of course, did the score for the first one, and they didn't. But, man, original scores, but so be it. That's true. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, definitely a soundtrack. I'm trying to... there are people that want me to fall into this meme trap here. I have seen what that's from. Oh, my God. I'm surprised that's a meme. But, all right, y'all. Moving on to the next category. Let's see. What do we got next? What do we got up next? We're back to the worsts, unfortunately. We're back to the worst actress. Worst actress in a movie 2017. All right, you guys ready for this? We had some really bad actresses too this year, and some that Tim might disagree with. And in fact, I think Tim might take umbrage with this category. But first, let's see the nominees. So we had, of course, Becky G from Power Rangers, Laura Haddock from Transformers The Last Night, and Sofia Boutella from The Mummy. Again, a really tough category there. I think a lot of people had some issues picking from there. Tim, you were actually not as big a critic of Power Rangers as most people were. I don't know if you actually even saw Transformers.
No, I didn't see Transformers. I wasn't a big critic for Power Rangers. I actually thought it was pretty decent for what it was trying to do. That being said, I was one of the ones who nominated Becky G to be on this list.
I actually didn't know that. I thought you were going to take some offense to that.
No, she was real annoying.
She was real. We'll see. This is a tough race. Like I said, this was another really, really close race. But without further ado, let's check out the winner for Worst Actress of 2017. So Laura Haddock wins that one for Transformers The Last Night. Really, really surprising. I didn't see the movie. I knew it was not that great. I, again, think she's a good actress, probably just weighed down by a not-so-good movie. But what's really funny is a lot of people might not know this. Some of you might, you might look at me silly. Believe it or not, you've seen Laura Haddock in another movie that was released this year. And you also saw her in the first movie in this franchise in 2014. If anyone can guess, I would be really, really impressed. This character that she played in a Marvel Cinematic Universe film that came out this year and in 2014. That narrows it down. I want to see if you guys might get this. Tim, any thoughts? I'm sure you probably know what it is.
I don't remember off the top of my head. I'd probably recognize it once I heard it.
All right, now don't spoil it for the people. I want to see if Thor. She wasn't in Thor.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I got it.
She was in Guardians. She was in Guardians and Guardians 2. If you can figure out who she was, you will get a cookie. This is really funny because you look at the picture of her, you look at her in Transformers, and you would have no idea.
I'll give you guys a hint for it. She is the genesis of one of the winners of a previous category.
That's true. That's true. She is Peter's mom. That's correct. I think that's Tim. Tim, is that you? Tim, did you guess Peter's mom?
I'm not even in the chat right now.
Not you. Sorry, another
the other Tim.
Named Tim. I think he might be other Tim. Other Tim. She is Peter Quill's mom, and almost unrecognizable. I think even in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
When she had hair.
Hey, what's up, bud? When she did have hair, she was almost completely unrecognizable. All right, Tim. I'm gonna say see ya.
Yeah, it's been fun going through this. That's it. Okay,
absolutely.
Yep, I'll catch you guys all later.
All right, y'all.
Peace.
Okie dokie. So now I'm gonna leave Skype up right there because we are gonna have another guest in a little bit. On to our next award, though. I believe we have a worst actor. If we've got a worst actress, and we gotta be even here. We gotta be balanced. Gotta be fair. And so the worst actor of 2017 nominees are... Really, really tough category there, right? So here's the thing. I actually enjoyed Ezra Miller, but again, I wasn't the only one nominating people. Some of our nominating committees saw fit to nominate him. He was actually one of the most nominated actors for this award. But, Would he win? Will he win? He's up against some stiff competition. Josh Duhamel in Transformers: The Last Night, not super, memorable for most people. Kind of a far cry from some of his better stuff. Tom Cruise, The Mummy was just bad, guys. It was just awful. Sorry, Rob. They didn't have Brendan Fraser in it. That was the issue. Lots of good categories here, or good nominations here. Who do you guys think it's going to be? That midget Cruise, he's 6 inches taller than Vern Troyer. It's true. It's true. It's actually scientifically accurate. All right, guys. The winner for Worst Actor of 2017 is... Let's see. Can we roll the clip? Do we have the clip? Can we roll the clip? Josh Duhamel. So it wasn't just, all as bad as you thought it was going to be. You guys thought it was going to be Ezra. No, it wasn't, wasn't Ezra. It's Josh Duhamel. I personally have not seen Transformers: The Last Night, so I didn't nominate him or vote for him. But I'm sure, as has been explained to me multiple times, pretty accurate. Pretty accurate. All right, guys. We actually do have some more categories coming up here, but we're going to bring in another guest. Another guest here, not another guest, but he might guess on some of these categories. He might try and guess some of these award winners. We are going to bring in another guest here. Will, if we can get him on the phone. Willard, what's good? Say hey, Will.
Hey.
Get hype, y'all. Will is here.
I am, which is funny because my phone is playing the show.
It is?
Yeah.
Wait, which app can you get the show on your phone?
I'm on my laptop on Skype, and my phone is playing the show, so I'm literally watching you through 2 different screens.
Uh-oh. That's dangerous. You're risking opening a portal that could destroy the entire universe.
Yeah, this is how the singularity begins.
That's true. This is how the singularity happens. It's because Will got greedy.
Yep.
He couldn't, take his eyes off me. But we actually do, we got you for a good part of the awards here, bud. We're going to go through some of the supporting actors, some of the best actresses, best actors. You've avoided a good period of worst here.
Oh, good.
Perfect. Tim had to slog through with me a little bit.
I didn't have to rant about Ezra Miller.
Oh, so it sounds like you're gonna throw some hands at some of these audience members that didn't like that he was nominated. Which, again, I agree with. I actually really loved him in that movie, but not everyone did.
One of those people.
You were not one of those people. Looking at these categories, up next, Best Supporting Actress. Lots of good supporting actresses this year. That sounds kind of odd to say, supporting actress. And this is one where I want to take a moment. Just sit right there. I'll tell you how the nominees for this category were chosen. Now, this was really tough. I didn't give people instructions when nominating. They could have nominated, whatever they felt like. And so we had a question particularly about one nominee. That nominee is Daphne Keane, who you probably know best as Laura in Logan. Really fantastic performance, really fantastic movie. Where do you put her? Now, ultimately, we had nominations for her both in supporting actress and in the best actress category. It was an executive decision made, because it was even, it was a tie, she was nominated equally in both places, that she would be put into the best actress category. And the thinking for that is, there really weren't that many other actresses in Logan, and she is basically, top billed as far as they go. So that was why that was decided. That's why you're not going to see her in this list of nominees, but the list of nominees is still strong, to say the least. So, without further ado, the nominees for Best Supporting Actress, 2017 are... really so many good nominees here.
Yeah.
You know, from all the way from Cate Blanchett, who really was probably the best Marvel villain in a really long time, to Marissa Tomei, who was a really good supporting character in Spider-Man: Homecoming. Sylvia Hoeks in Blade Runner 2049 was really, really great. Tessa Thompson was fantastic in Thor Ragnarok as well. And of course, Connie Nielsen was a lot better than I was expecting in Wonder Woman. And she got the nod as well from a lot of our nominees. Now let's see. Cate Blanchett was hella good. Hella good. She was also real bad
Buttercup,
too, in terms
making
of
it Themyscira.
That's true. Any thoughts on this category, Will?
All of the nominees were really, really good. It was actually difficult when I saw the list. I will say that mine was because I unfortunately have not, shame on me for not having seen Blade Runner yet, but I've heard nothing but good things. But my toss-up was between the two Marvel ones.
Which, there were three.
Oh, there were three. Oh, whoops.
Technically, I mean, one Sony, if you want to get really, really super technical.
It was my toss-ups were between Marissa Tomei and Tessa Thompson.
Both really good. Really, really fantastic. Probably haven't seen the last of either of them, to be honest. We'll see more of them in a little bit. Looks like the casting couch. Might be. Might be. Could be.
Could be. Who knows?
Could be. I've got the camcorder. No.
Doing it live.
And we're doing it live, Bill O'Reilly style. And without further ado, the winner for Best Supporting Actress 2017 is... Cate Blanchett, hella good. She's the goddess of death, and now she's the goddess of the Joshie Award, which she now owns. Congrats, Cate. We'll mail it all the way down under. Hopefully it doesn't get eaten on the way there by some giant bird munching spider or punched out of the air by a kangaroo.
Yes.
Actually, you know what? I think she's from New Zealand. I think I'm just being a really bad person.
Those are chameleons, I think, then.
Are they chameleons?
Maybe. Lemurs. Lots of lemurs.
Ella was really good.
Yes.
We also have Joshie wants to be on the casting couch with Ella. Hey, man. I mean, I'm not assuming, but maybe. You'd have to ask him that. He might get in here in a little bit. We'll see. He might be back for the Q&A a little bit later. So it seems like that wasn't, a huge... It seems like the audience liked that one. The audience supported that, and I'm thinking that's going to continue as the categories get a little more fierce. The competition gets tougher, stiffer competition. Now that we're up here in the real heavy hitting awards.
All hail Hela.
All hail Hela. That's true. Her reign has begun. But now we got, of course, if there's Best Supporting Actress, I made this, I guess not even a joke, this logical reasoning. If there's an actress, there's got to be an actor. Not actually necessarily, but we're awarding both genders, both of these several genders tonight.
Both of several genders.
There were, nobody nominated, someone that was fluid. We would have given them an award if they wanted to, but
it'd be a league of their own.
We're awarding, yes, men and women are getting awards tonight. Let me just try and back out of that. There's going to be an article about me tomorrow. The nominees for Best Supporting Actor are... Ooh, which one is which? This is fun. This is fun. Quick. So you see what I mean by tough competition in this category. I mean, we had from Michael Keaton, who was fantastic. Really, well, I guess I should say Cate Blanchett was probably the best Marvel villain since Michael Keaton, who was the best Marvel villain in a long time. Patrick Stewart, a powerhouse in Logan. Really the emotional heart of the film. One of the many emotional hearts of the film, as I found out when I ugly cried 3 times the first time I saw it.
Jack Black was a massive surprise in Jumanji. I'll be honest.
Jumanji itself, a huge surprise. Way better than I think it had any right to be, as I'm sure you can attest to. What are you? Ruffalo was really good in Thor Ragnarok as well. A very different Bruce Banner, I think, than we've ever seen.
Very confused, but still very, very good at what he did.
Oh yeah,
Strongest Avenger.
So Zach Hundley says that he hopes a War for the Planet of the Apes is in this. Zach, I don't want to disappoint you, but you're going to have to wait maybe 5 minutes for the categories that War for the Planet of the Apes are nominated for. So strap yourself in. We're getting there. We're getting there. Will, if you had to guess out of this category, what would you think? Which way would your predictions fall?
I feel like it might swing to Michael Keaton, but Patrick Stewart was damn good. He was very good.
Both of them got a lot of votes, but let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and see who wins for Best Supporting Actor 2017. Nope, I think I played the nominees again.
Uh-oh. Bring it back.
That's right. There we go. Patrick Stewart wins for Best Supporting Actor. No surprise there. A huge send-off for him and the character of Professor X, which he's played only for the last, 18 years.
Yeah, only just most of our lives.
There was someone born in 1999 when he was, cast in X-Men that I guess graduated from high school, potentially, before Logan came out. I guess he couldn't graduate from high school in March. Maybe they graduated early, but they were a senior in high school. That's my point. It was a long time. He played that role. And what a send-off, too. Him and Hugh Jackman going off in style like that. You talk about surprise movies of the year. Logan was probably one of the biggest surprises.
Phenomenal. I still say that was probably the best comic book movie of 2017.
I would agree. And we might be talking about it in a few categories potentially. We'll see what the people think, I guess I should say. Now, looking at the chat, it seems like a lot of people are wondering where War for the Planet of the Apes is. It's coming up.
On its way.
Some categories. Woody Harrelson. So here's a little secret. I did nominate Woody Harrelson for this category. I thought he was fantastic. I was the only one. It's one of those things where War for the Planet of the Apes, for a movie that I think I was really looking forward to, and I know a lot of people were looking forward to, a lot of people I don't think saw it.
I need to finish. Really I'm one of them. Despite loving Rise, I still need to see the other two. And I really want to. I just haven't taken the time to do it. But they both look phenomenal.
Where is it? That's a good question. It's on here.
It's in you.
We'll see. It was within you all along.
It was within. It was the power of friendship all along.
It was
the
power of
friendship. It ends.
That actually, I really loved the surprise kind of twist ending of it when all the children, joined together and summoned Captain Planet, and he beat Pennywise. I thought that was great. Don Cheadle, so underrated in that.
It was amazing. Their powers combined.
That's true. That's true. The sequel to It is going to be lit, literally. Lit.
Small L, big IT.
Small L, big IT. All right, guys. Now, we've done Best Supporting Actress. We've done Best Supporting Actor. Let's get down to the leads. The Best Actress and the Best Actor. And, of course, we're going to talk a little bit about Best Ensemble in a minute as well. But first and foremost, the Best Actress of 2017. This was another really tough category. We had a lot of good nominees. I kind of prefaced it. You're going to see Daphne Keane in there. You're going to see a particular Wonder Woman in there. And you're going to see some other great nominees as well. A really, really tough category and a really, really close race. So without further, I guess, without much more ado, I might have a little more ado left in me.
A little ado about nothing.
There will be much ado about nothing. But here are the nominees. Now, like I said, tons of good contenders there, all with a great shot. You know, I thought Ana de Armas did a really great job in Blade Runner 2049, kind of, you know, Ryan Gosling's Girl Friday kind of type of role. It was really consistently impressive. Gal was, of course, wonderful, both in Wonder Woman and Justice League.
Yes,
Wonderful, pun intended.
She was one of the better parts of that film. Catherine Waterstone was a surprise to see.
Yes, you know, I think that's partially because of Alien Covenant.
Yes,
it's. I think she really did a great job in that, and our nominators thought so as well. And Daphne Keane just killed it. Talk about, you know, doing something in your first role ever. I mean, ridiculous. You know,
she's gonna have a phenomenal career if that's like her base.
That's true. If this is where you started, you know, that's one of those things where I want the James Mangold X-23 movie to happen, just so we get more of Daphne Keane in that role. That's, you know, she was so good, and I think Marvel should consider potentially making that movie, whether they do it or not. Now, some of you might have noticed Carrie Fisher was in there. Now, Carrie Fisher didn't have a huge role in Star Wars: The Last Jedi, but it was a prominent role. It was a really you know, good role for her character. And I think she did a great job in it. But the elephant in the room is, of course, she was probably nominated because of what happened. Yes, Carrie Fisher is no longer with us. And I think that's why her role in The Last Jedi kind of resonated with so many people.
Yes.
You know, it was, you know, for the last time we're going to see her on screen, she went out with one of her best performances to date, probably blending a little bit of the real life Carrie and the on-screen Princess Leia. No matter how you felt about, you know, the scene in the vacuum of space. But I'm just saying, using the Force to pull yourself towards something isn't that far-fetched. Don't crucify me. All right, guys. Looking now at the winner for Best Actress 2017. That's right, It Gal. It's the It Gal.
It's the It Gal, our gal, Gal Gadot.
It's the It Gal. Our gal, Gal Gadot. She wins. No surprise there. Wonder Woman's such a huge surprise hit. And that breaks the streak, guys. You can't say that we were just giving the awards to all the Marvel movies, because we weren't. That's not how this worked. There was some integrity here. But Gal Gadot did win. Very well deserved. Like I said, you know... No, you guys voted for this. You guys voted for this.
We didn't choose these.
You guys voted for this. What are you doing? What are you angry about? What are you? Oh my goodness! Remember, your peers. So look to the left.
Look towards
to the right.
one another for the answer, because it was not with us.
Look up and down the chat.
I know who I voted for.
There's a really good chance that 1 out of 3. She won like 40% of the vote out of 5 contenders, and to give you an idea of how big that is, that's massive. That was basically a landslide. I mean, Daphne Keane also got 30% of the vote, so the other 3 were just splitting like 30%. But Tim does actually. Tim, you no longer know where I live. Sorry, guy. But actually, no, he does. Shit.
I think I do.
Mike Bushnell, produced and distributed by Disney. That check actually hasn't come yet. If you've received it, if you could just forward it to me. They said it was gonna be like 5 to 7 business days. It's been like 2 weeks. So
the mouse isn't good at communication.
We're still giving them the benefit of the doubt, but you know their billing cycle hasn't quite caught up with me. But back to serious hours.
Yes. Real serious hours.
The Best Actor. This is, again, a really tough category. And if you've been waiting to see a particular something in this award show, you might find it in this category. So as you can see, a really, really massively difficult category here.
Even I couldn't really. This one was hard when I looked at the list. I'm like, oh, this is nothing but fantastic roles. No one was bad.
Right from the top, Andy Serkis, who is consistently underrated. I told somebody this. 15 years down the road, he's going to get a lifetime achievement Oscar, something like that.
He'll get something named after him.
But he deserves this now. He deserves recognition now because his performance as Caesar is just, it's probably the career-defining role for him.
After Gollum, at least. After being a legend of Gollum, now Caesar, like 2 trilogies down.
This let him kind of really, I think, feel himself a little bit more, get a little more actual, I don't want to say actual acting, because of course he was acting for Gollum, but really to carry a franchise on his back. And he did. It was spectacular. He deserves some recognition for that. But then you go to Bill Skarsgård, and first and foremost, Zach, or Mike Bushnell, you've been waiting for it. You've been waiting for it. I want you to appreciate how long it took me to get that little special character over the A in his name. I was dedicated to doing him some justice and spelling his name correctly. So let's just take a minute.
The little the umlaut.
Really good. It's like a little circle over the A. It's very, very, we don't have that here. Really, really fantastic. Hamill, of course, got nominated for The Last Jedi. I thought he was really good. Another really tough category where people probably aren't going to 100% agree with that.
No matter how you feel about it, his performance was phenomenal. Hamill continues to be a highly underrated actor in all of his performances, honestly.
Really. And Tom Holland, fantastic as Spider-Man as well. In a movie that I think a lot of people wrote off, whether it was just because it was in high school or because it was a Marvel movie. And I thought it was really good as well.
Did his thing.
And then, of course, I think the clear frontrunner for this category was Hugh Jackman, coming off of Logan. Really, really fantastic. Again, such a send-off. Maybe the performance of a career for him, too, in that movie. But this category is so tough. Let's just take a minute to appreciate the fact that Ryan Gosling didn't get in for Blade Runner 2049. Harrison Ford didn't get in for that either. It was a really, really tough race. And, I think I've said all I need to say. Let's just go to the go to the tape.
Let's see who wins.
Best Actor 2017. That's right, Hugh Jackman for Logan. No surprise there. Really, really, really impressive performance. I think that's something that's right. Sorry, Mike. Pennywise didn't get it. If Hugh wasn't there, he might have. The one of many asked, Get Out couldn't be placed in the sci-fi genre. So here's the thing.
It's a documentary.
Sorry, it's a comedy / musical. No, it's really tough here because I think the thing to note is that all of our nominees they cover stuff like we do. Obviously, Comic Book Cast kind of has more of a comic bent, discussing film. Even though they do cover films of all types, they still focus mainly, on our kind of sphere. We kind of covered a lot of stuff this year. I think we were all thinking kind of in a very I think especially with us people on the channel, we nominated basically from what we had covered over the last year. I think that was, and it wasn't really necessarily super intentional. I think it was partially just subconscious when we were thinking, okay, best performance. So it's weird. We'll probably expand a little more next year and get some more things.
Still a great
Shape
movie.
of Water
Still a great movie nonetheless.
Exactly. Fantastic. Really great. Needs to be nominated for actual, the categories that
it's supposed to be in
at the Oscars.
The Thriller. Did it right.
Well, the kaiju stuff.
But
all right, guys.
Back to Jackman.
That's the Wolverine. That's right. As I live and breathe, the Wolverine. All right, guys. Moving on to our next category. A really tough one here. Best ensemble. Best ensemble. That means the whole cast.
Whole gang.
Whole gang. And we had another really, really, really tough category here. I'm not going to talk too much about it. I'm just going to go ahead and roll the tape, I think. I think we're just going to do that. We're going to let the nominees speak for themselves. All right, y'all. Another really tough category here. Lots of good nominees. As you see, we only had 4, and part of that is because it was so broad. We had a lot of people nominating everything from Logan to Planet of the Apes to It, and only these 4 crossed multiple votes. Some of them got, really a ton of votes. Some of them got less. But a really, really tough race here. This one came down to the wire. This one was decided by several votes. I think it was actually only 3 votes. Any thoughts here? Well, lots of good ensembles.
They were. It is actually kind of rough that It was omitted, because that was a fantastic ensemble especially of kid actors, which is very difficult.
Absolutely.
But if I had to do it, like, I enjoyed parts of Justice League's. I enjoyed most of Guardians. I really enjoyed Thor's, but Logan, the trio it felt like a family, even though they were 3 like semi-related, sort of unrelated people. That was
kind of an adopted father, a cloned daughter, and a really, really, conflicted person right in the middle of all that.
Yeah.
But I think there was some stuff, some stuff over. Did Pennywise touch you as a child or something? No. I think I would have remembered.
I escaped.
But I escaped, yes.
Got him with that slingshot right in this.
I'm going to be in part 2 in a little bit.
Right in the, what are they called? Fleshlight? Not fleshlights.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, no. That'd be awful.
After Dark. HN After Dark. Yeah. Win. Really tough category here. I'm actually just going to let the winner kind of show itself. Best Ensemble winner 2017 is... So there we go. Thor Ragnarok. I think kind of a surprising dark horse in this category. Yeah. Of course, a really great ensemble there, too, with Hemsworth, Tessa Thompson, Cate Blanchett, Anthony Hopkins, Tom Hiddleston, Mark Ruffalo, and Jeff Goldblum as the icing on top. The cherry, really, on top of that sundae. Really, really underrated. I was kind of shocked there, guys. I expected it to be Logan, too. I'm not
I did, too. Despite me really liking Ragnarok's ensemble.
Look, man, I didn't vote. I didn't decide these. You guys did. You guys chose.
This was you.
So you can't be upset.
Fans.
Sorry.
This is a democracy.
You have a right to be upset, actually, but it is democracy. Yes. That's going really well. We're instituting the HN Electoral College next year.
It's gonna be a committee of all of us.
Mm-hmm. You've got to win regions. It really it had a good chance, but it only won the northeastern region. It didn't win the rest. I don't know. We'll see what
it did make it to Texas.
It didn't. It didn't quite carry.
It didn't get too far outside of Maine.
Exactly. It was just Maine. All right. Let's see. Will, let's part ways here, but
right,
I'm gonna have to call Nick here in a minute for the most anticipated stuff. But all right, guys. Say goodbye to Will. Will, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye, people. I'll be in the chat and right now.
Chaos theory. Life finds a way. All right, guys. Let's see. We're in the home stretch now. We've only been on the air for an hour. We're gonna have a little Q&A afterwards, after the fact. But we do have a few more categories to go. Now, after Best Ensemble, we're going to get into a big one. Worst Movie of 2017. Now, you might have seen the Worst Actress and Actor, and you might have an inkling of an idea of what's going to win. But you're actually wrong for a very, very big reason. And I'll show you why right now. Let's see. Worst Movie of the Year 2017. The nominees are... we had some stinkers this year. We really did. And I'm not saying I wanted Pirates of the Caribbean to win just because the name was so long, it literally ran off of the little title card there, if you saw. I had to shrink the font down as small as I could possibly shrink it, and it still ran off. That's why you don't have long subtitles, guys. The Mummy was also, like we've established, real bad. Power Rangers, not a great movie. Tim tried to get me into it. Justice League, I don't think it should have been nominated, personally. It wasn't as bad a movie as I think everybody makes it out to be. But again, I don't make the rules. I just follow the rules that I actually did make, yes. But I actually, we did not veto that. That was nominated. It was one of the most nominated movies this year, so we had to put it up for vote. But I think you'll probably be pretty pleased with how that turned out. Oh, and The Dark Tower was real bad too. So without further ado, the winner for worst movie of 2017 is The Mummy, as our friend Rob would have said it. The Mummy. And yes, I'm sure nobody's shocked about that. Not a great film. Kind of one of the most confusing choices of Tom Cruise's career. And I'm sure one that he's kind of kicking himself about now. Your Joshi is in the mail, Tom. Fear not. Now, we're going to try and get... Dark Tower did forget the face of its father, Tim. It really did. It, shot from, did not shoot from its heart. Did not kill with its heart. I watched it on a plane, and I was not impressed. But we're going to get Nick in here right now. Dark Universe dead. Dark Universe, Cinematic Universe, R.I.P. The Dooku. Nick, you ready to jump on? Let me call you real quick. Nick, what's up, bud?
Yo, what's good?
What's popping?
Dude,
What's cracking?
nothing's popping. It's just another...
Nothing's popping.
Yeah, not doing much right now.
We don't live stream too often.
Yeah.
This is a special occasion. Although we probably are going to be doing this a little bit more often in February. A little teaser there. No exclusive reveal yet, but a little teaser about that.
What's on your mug?
Might be doing some... What's on my mug?
You got Jack Daniels and coffee, or...?
Just coffee.
Oh, okay.
For now, I need to stay sharp. Need to get these transitions on point. Need to, it's not actually, I think a little bit, some Irish cream probably would have helped. But how you doing, Nick? Did you vote? I know did you nominate for us? I kind of put out the call.
I voted. I don't think I got to nominate. I kind of slept on it. So.
But you did vote.
Yes.
You did contribute. You helped. You voted just like them.
Yeah.
So now we're into the biggest award of the night, the best movie of 2017, the marquee award here, the big one. They're all watching this live stream with bated breath. What's it gonna be? And so I think we should probably just play the nominees, to be honest with you, and kick this thing off. Let me go ahead and find it. The nominees for best movie of 2017 are... So a ton of great nominees there. A really, really tough category and a lot of heavy hitters. Someone's going to be in there saying that it should have been nominated.
No, Emoji Movie should have.
Emoji Movie, it did. It just narrowly missed. No. Logan in there, of course, a really, really heavy hitter in the beginning of the year. War for the Planet of the Apes. Nick, you weren't a huge fan of War for the Planet of the Apes.
No, it got I don't know. I think there was early buzz about it being so good, and I saw it and I was like,
Yeah. Well, it's one of those where, for all the buzz about it, and I think most people did end up coming, on the positive side of it, it's one of those where it almost it debuted and I didn't hear anything about it. And it just kind of, disappeared. And I finally recently watched it. I should have seen it a lot sooner, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. Definitely made the list. What do you think? If you had to pick one out of this category, is there a front runner? Is there is there something that you think probably is going to get the nod?
Probably Logan for me. So, I didn't see Blade Runner though. I didn't get to see that, but I probably should have.
It was really good. I think really, really underrated. I've seen a lot of people. Well, I think that I didn't get to see it is probably a common response. There were a lot of people that didn't. And actually, we might link to this a little bit later. I did an interview with Hampton Fancher, the guy that actually wrote the original Blade Runner and came back for 2049. Really great guy. That's up on Discussing Films YouTube channel. We talked about everything. And here's a little teaser. I'll give you guys a little hint. This is our exclusive reveal. We actually now know the original answer, maybe the purest answer to the question of whether Deckard is a replicant or not. I don't know if Nick, did I tell you about this already?
No.
So Hampton Fancher, the guy, he was writing the movie in the late 70s. He was he was the guy that he was the first person that was trying to bring this to film. He says definitively no. He says in his mind when he was writing the original script, it was he was not a replicant, and that was something that Ridley decided on later. So let's go ahead and get to the winners here. The winner for Best Movie of 2017 is Logan. No shock there. Congrats. Your Joshi is in the mail. You're getting that little statue of him flexing. Really, really no surprise there. Nick, why do you think it was so resonant with people? I mean, other than I think it's probably. I mean, it's easily the best
Alien
Wolverine
should have
film
won.
ever made. Alien should have won.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Should it have?
Wolverine Origins should have been.
Wolverine Origins. It
That opening sequence was so good.
2008. But no, I think, why do you think Logan, was it just the fact that it was Jackman's last turn on the character? Was it the fact that it was so unlike anything really that we had seen so far from, a superhero film? What do you think really struck a chord?
It's probably because they were able to do like a standalone story and it had like a actual ending to it. Like it wasn't part of like a saga or something. And it felt like they could just do whatever they wanted to in terms of like continuity and stuff. So
you think it was more refreshing than anything else? It was the fact that it was, very kind
so
of
like Deadpool was too. Like there was kind of like a standalone thing.
Yeah, I agree. I think it would definitely, it told a story over the course of, its runtime, and didn't have to worry about setting anything up, didn't have to worry about, doing anything else. And I agree with that. I think that was definitely a big, a big factor there. Also, just great performances all around. Jackman, like I think I said, he gave the best performance probably of his career in that movie.
Yeah, Boyd Holbrook is awesome.
Boyd Holbrook, As I Live.
He's going to be in the new Predator movie.
He is, and we've been hearing some good things about that.
Yes.
Very excited. Very, very excited for that. You felt it was a Western. It really kind of was a Western. It was a Western comic book movie. So that's really the 2017 portion of our show locked up. And here's the part where we look forward to 2018 at TV series and movies that you are excited about, that you would say are your most anticipated things of 2018. And we're going to start with the TV side of things. We nominated a few options, and you guys voted on what you're most excited for moving into 2018. It's, of course, here. It's kind of scary. I'm probably going to be saying 2017 for so many months. I'm still not used to saying 2018, but here are the nominees for the most anticipated new TV show or series of 2018. I'm not sure why, but I think that was the winner. So the winner was Daredevil. The options were, I believe, Daredevil, Jessica Jones season. Spoiled it. I did. Yeah. I pressed the wrong button. Damn. Well, couldn't have gone off without a hitch. So let's go ahead and play the nominees one more time. these are the awards that don't matter. You know, these are the ones that are made up. Hot mic, but. This is a real Hollywood award show. This is, you know, that's why we do these things. Lots of good options there. Titans, I think, was a surprise. That was nominated a lot.
Why didn't anyone put the Harley Show or anything? Those animated.
The Harley Show, I think it was nominated by one person. I think that one person, it wasn't you, but the Legion Season 2 is obviously highly anticipated. Like we said, there are a ton of things that didn't quite make this list. Cloak and Dagger. Is that still happening? We don't know. You know, Luke Cage Season 2 is something that a lot of people are looking forward to as well. The Harley animated series.
The Deadpool animated thing.
The Deadpool animated series that's also coming up. Tons of good stuff coming out in 2018. Let's just go right to the winner. You guys don't know what it is, right? Oh my god, it's Daredevil! Alright, Daredevil Season 3, obviously something that fans have been waiting for since the end of Season 2, and since the end of Defenders, specifically in the fact that it looks like we're getting that Born Again storyline, really interesting. How they're going to set that up, kind of with the existing structure that they've already got for, you know, for the show in place. Yeah, how did you know? Whoa, huge surprise there. Roseanne is going to be the, she's going to be our most, she's actually, you know, your guys' most anticipated of 2018. Any surprises there, Nick? I know you're really looking forward to Daredevil Season 3.
Yeah, I was trying to think, was Westworld Season 2 on there, or is that?
It was on there as well.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, there's some good stuff, for sure, so.
I'd be really excited. How do you think you know, there's so much of Born Again that I think I would be surprised to see, and I don't really think they're going to adapt. But is there one thing specifically that you think they're probably not going to bring into the show?
I think they'll probably avoid the Karen subplot, but, I mean, who knows? They might change it.
For those of you that don't know, Karen in the Marvel Comics ended up being like a heroin addict, which was real cool. That was a real fun plot line that they're probably not going to do. I think that's a good point. And the Watchmen HBO show, a lot of people are bringing up, really, really interesting. We're not sure when that's coming. Lindelof is still writing that, as far as we know. We're not even sure what it's going to be about. Really going to be interested to see what that, you know, specifically is going to cover. My guess on that would be 2019. That's probably their plan to be their big prestige series after Game of Thrones ends in 2019. All right, y'all. All right, let's. My God, let's move on to our final award of the night. Then we'll do some Q&A with you guys. The most anticipated movie of the year. Tons of good nominees here as well. Really, really stiff competition. But the winner was a landslide, and I think you guys might know
where's Venom
what
at
that might be. That's a good question. Venom actually was not nominated, as far as I know.
No.
No, and I'm actually hyped for that. I think we might be hyper for that on the channel than a lot of people are. So New Mutants, we luckily dodged a real big bullet here. New Mutants was not nominated. I did nominate it, but it did not get enough plurality to be able to actually be put onto the voting polls, which ended up being a blessing in disguise because it's not coming out in 2018 anymore. That's been pushed back to 2019. Deadpool 2, again, not nominated. I really don't know what to tell you guys about this. I'm really excited for that as well. Venom, I'm excited for. Dark Phoenix, of course, is coming out later this year too. But what do you? Oh, Lord Sauron. We're all friends here. Black Panther is big. I'm actually excited for that as well. That's coming out in just a few weeks. I think that's 3 weeks at this point. No, hold on. It's a little over a month. Sorry. So what are we thinking as far as most anticipated movie? Anything that really stands out to you, Nick?
Probably Avengers and yeah, I guess that's it really. I mean, that seems like the only anticipated movie.
I know you're hyped for Solo: A Star Wars Story. You're really excited. And the winner for most anticipated movie of 2018 is... No real shock there, right? I think we were all expecting that. Avengers 3, a biggie, a big one. Really going to bring in Thanos, something that's been set up basically for the last 6 years, the resolution of that plot line they've been following over the course of that entire story. You surprised by that at all? I mean, I don't think, I don't think that's really surprising.
I'm surprised that Venom isn't on here.
Hey, man,
or the Predator.
It might have been.
Both of them.
Predator should have been. Both of them. I mean, we just, next year you're gonna nominate though, right?
No. That's too much work.
Predator does need to be good. Predator needs to be good. And that's it. That's it for the awards. Now comes the part of the show where we kick back, we relax, and we talk a little bit about your questions. A little Q&A. What time is it? 8:52. I'm not sure how long we're going to go with this, but...
Like 3 hours?
Will, Tim, you guys want to jump back on Skype? Let me add you to this. We'll get you in there. Get you in here. A true group effort. Are you adding them, or...?
Yeah.
Oh, you went ahead and added them. All right.
Yeah, all right. Now we're going to start the Q&A for the next 5 hours.
Now CJ breaks out the jack. I should.
One QA.
Yeah, we should add Wario on this.
Our boy Waru.
What's up, everyone?
Tim's back.
Yep.
All right, let's see.
You know.
Oh, man.
Yeah, my video just went live about an hour ago, and whoo, boy.
Man, I really can't lean back like this because then it really looks like the casting couch. That's
You gotta sit right directly in the center
Welcome
of the
to
couch.
CJ After Dark.
You want to be a part of the
CJ
hybrid
after
network, don't you?
Yeah. Now I'm having flashbacks. No. Switch, PS4, Xbox. Switch is the best.
PS4.
That's a really good question. So I'm a PS4 man.
Yeah.
I am
I think
too.
the Xbox One X is, I think, the most powerful of the kind of Generation 0.5 consoles, but Switch looks really fun. My roommate has a Switch in Breath of the Wild, and it looks just amazingly fun.
I just got a Switch for the holidays. I still haven't set it up yet.
Yeah, I just got Persona 5 for my PS4, so that's what I'll be doing later tonight after stuff.
I'm waiting for Fighters to come out later this month.
Yeah.
I've only heard good things about that. It confirms canonically that Goku is again a shitty dad.
Yes, well, we all knew that.
Piccolo is best dad.
Eris Labello asks, when did we start the channel? Well, technically the channel first started in April of 2011. It was really low-key. It was just Josh then. In November, he asked me if I wanted to help him out with Comic Book Versus, our original series. And I said, yeah, sure. And so that kind of started. And we literally, months would pass between videos. It was really very low-key, kind of like whenever we had time for it. And over time, I think in 2013, we somehow had hit 1,000 subs. And I think that was kind of an eye-opening, holy shit, there are 1,000 people that actually want to watch our stuff. And from there on, we really we renamed it Hybrid Network, and we got a lot more serious about it. And here we are today.
I like that guy comment, are you the only presentable one? Because you're on camera.
I'm wearing a dress shirt right now. He just couldn't get me on screen.
Yeah, just
That's
yeah.
true.
Can you
I'm not-
put the Skype window up there? Like, get them on camera.
I mean, I'm
So it
wearing
says-
sweats right
Let
now,
me see if I can
so
figure this out.
I'm not wearing anything, so I
unless
can't
you're a
get
fan
on.
of Snow the product, I don't think you'll get too much.
So yeah, it doesn't want to. It doesn't seem to. Let me try this. It might glitch out. Nope, no glitching. That's weird.
Wow.
Just really does not want to.
Someone subscribed to Joe Rogan's podcast. That's fascinating to me.
I was a hybrid subscriber in 2013. Hey,
Dude, I was on Hybrid Network
Hello?
in 2007.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Josh is
Is it
here,
Master
everyone.
President?
Josh.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up, bud?
Supreme President.
Nothing
Yeah.
much. I'm
So-
happy I'm not driving anymore because people are crazy.
Awesome.
Welcome to your city.
Well, no, I forgot
true.
tomorrow was. Well, I didn't forget tomorrow, but I forgot like people were gonna treat today like an extra weekend day because tomorrow's a holiday.
Yeah.
So when I was going through a specific part of the city, that specific part happened to be a bunch of bars, and that meant I ran into a bunch of Ubers and Lyfts, and it was chaotic.
See, we got
Yeah.
on some Ubers and Lyfts at San Diego. That was cool.
We
Yeah.
were exclusively Ubering and Lyfting.
Yeah, we were just lifting there. We didn't Uber at all.
Yeah, we got
Yeah,
some
so-
chill ass drivers there too. Remember?
Yeah, we did.
They were really great.
I looked at the comments and I saw there's something called Joshies.
Yeah, that's the name of
Joshies,
an
yeah,
official trophy you get for a hybrid award now.
Joshy.
That's hilarious.
The Joshies.
I named
It's a
it.
little-
You can
it's a
thank
little
me for
trailer.
that name.
Oh,
Wait.
nice. Thanks, Tim.
Yeah, so that
Where
I,
is the
a
Joshies?
question,
Good
there's a question that I saw before, just asking like, what's everyone's favorite Marvel character?
Ooh, that's
a
tough.
Oh, I know mine is Hawkeye. It's been for a while.
Let's see. I mean, I guess I would go with. I mean, I don't know. Like, that's hard, man. Like, I mean, I just wrote 2 editorials about Black Panther, so he's on my mind right now.
Yeah, he's my current favorite one because I've been
But
keeping up with his a
A
lot.
lot of it's because of like it's a combination of like his background, like his history, like like how he became Black Panther, but also like the costume's pretty boss.
Yeah.
I'm not lying to you, like that's a really well designed costume he has in Civil War. So I mean,
What's the MCEU?
The Marvel Comics.
I
and
can't do an
Entertainment
impression of
Universe.
something that doesn't exist.
The
MCU.
Marvel Cinematic Extended
No,
Universe.
DC,
Where's
FD.
DC Luke and Marvel Luke? That's a really good. People are asking.
Luke and
So
Marvel?
DC Luke can't join. Marvel Luke, I think, is out of town, so he's not going to be able to join.
Yeah.
Nick, do you think Infinity War will show all of us Due? And the answer is no.
Shout out to Mean Maurins from New Zealand.
Woo!
New Zealand.
New Zealand,
Hey.
Down where all the hobbits live.
the land of the chick from iZombie.
Yep, and that's where she was first on Power Rangers.
Back in the day, she was
It
the
wasn't
yellow
even that
uniform
long ago. It was like
Ranger.
2009, 2010. That was.
Yeah. Wait, that Power Rangers one? Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. Actually, I think you're
Yeah,
right.
I forget how long ago it was. It was the last one Disney did.
Would it?
So, let's see. First and foremost, Cody Blasky. New Mutants will not be getting an award until 2020 because the movie comes out now in 2019, and we're not going to be doing the award shows looking back at 2019 until January of 2020.
So,
Strap in. Are we pissed at Fox for delaying New Mutants? I am.
Yeah, a little bit,
especially,
actually.
I'm kind of neutral on it.
I'm not pissed, but I'm
Especially if
like
it's-
confused.
if it's just like shitty like reshoot stuff. Like if the movie is too scary, let's make it less scary. Or the
Too
movie's not
spook.
scary enough, let's make it more scary. Too spook.
If
too
it's
spooky
if they're
5D.
making it less scary,
Uh,
that would bother me. But if they're making it more scary, cool, go for it. We need more comic book horror movies. Be different,
But real quick,
be bold.
again, kind of like Will said, Mean Maurins, Maori NZ, Mean Maori NZ. Thank you so much. Very, very kind comment. Are you hyped for Peter Jackson's new movie, Mortal Engines? I'm really interested
Yeah.
because I know of the books, but I haven't read the books. But it's Peter Jackson, so I kind of am. I am at least moderately interested. Any of you guys, followers of the Mortal Engines?
I'm in the same boat
I
as
don't
you.
follow any of those YA books. In fact, Josh can tell you
Yeah,
that
some
from a
books when
commentary
I
we
was in
just
like middle
recorded.
school. Just never read them.
Are we bringing back
Anybody?
comic book verses? Legion says.
Are we bringing back
It'll be-
any verses?
It'll be back at some point. What form it's going to be in, we want to make sure that we can. So part of the, and I'm going to speak very, very candidly here. I think, part of the issue is when we started the show, it was just kind of like, it was fine that it was just us talking about it and debating it, and it still is fine. But when you have that same show being done, or a very similar show, I should say, being done at a really, really high level, like, Screw Attack does with Death Battle, it kind of makes you want to up your game, and unfortunately we aren't really able to up it to a competing standard right now. We're still trying to figure out what it's going to look like when it comes back, but I'd be open to bringing it back. Waru asks, are you bringing back Roast Week? Maybe.
Potentially.
Maybe.
When are we bringing back Angry Rant Week?
I think that's what we do on the
We do a
podcast.
few angry rants.
I think that's the point of our
screen
podcast
capture-
now.
Screen Capture Video had an interesting question up here, and this is really, I'd like to get you guys' opinions on this. Can we take Lucasfilms away from Kathleen and give it to Hidalgo and Filoni? So take Lucasfilm away from Kathleen Kennedy, give it to Pablo Hidalgo and Dave Filoni.
Yeah.
Now,
The weird thing is, didn't Lucas put Kathleen up there to begin with before Disney got them, like in the first place?
handpicked.
Yeah, handpicked. So.
Really interesting kind of thing there. I would like to see Dave Filoni involved. I've heard rumors that he might be involved in the live-action series that's going to be on Disney's streaming service, so hopefully that'll be his next project after Rebels. And I do love... Josh, he's had to step away. He's getting 3D scans for the Josh he's done. I do love Pablo Hidalgo. He's fantastic. Somebody asks, Nick, what's your favorite Batman comic?
He already answered it. He said year one in Dark Knight Returns.
I'm way behind. Is it a good or bad idea to add Gwen Stacy in the MCU? That's a good question.
I think it's a bad
talked
idea to
about that
make her
on Marvel.
French because that just reminds me of her two bastard kids with Norman Osborn who were French.
That's true.
We try not to think about that. Those
Well,
were dark-
they're
She's
making
gonna
me
have two
think
bastard
about
kids
it.
already.
What was that, the 90s, I think?
That
Or
was the early 2000s.
Yeah, early
Spider-'s
2000s,
going
like
through
Dark
his weird
Times.
period.
Dark Times a decade ago.
So let's see. How much do you guys use Skype? A lot?
Yeah,
More than you would think.
pretty much for every podcast we do.
Yes.
Favorite Marvel fan theory? It's been a while since I actually have really thought too much about Marvel fan theories. I love the one where, so my favorite one was that Stan Lee is the Watcher, and he's just, in every cameo, he's just playing the same character. But they kind of, I don't want to say confirmed that, but they kind of, I guess, X'd that out, did a little send up of it in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
You remember? You guys remember when the Batman was supposed to come out this year? Remember when that was a thing?
Oh, 2018.
Yeah, it was a thing.
Batflex Batman. With
Aw. Dang.
I'm still of the mindset that I would enjoy an adaptation of Under the Red Hood in live action.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work in the DCEU.
Yeah, it's kind of iffy when
Yeah.
you already kind of murder people.
They
You-
should've
You're not
done-
murdering them right, Jason. Let me show you how it's done.
How did you learn this?
Why
I
is he
learned it
still
from you,
alive?
Bruce. I learned it from you.
Dude, when's Johnny Sins gonna be in our award show?
Johnny,
Hit him up on Twitter.
Yeah, add him on Skype. No.
I have him on Skype already.
Get the dude that does all those porn parodies. Was it Axel
Even
Braun?
Lord, I don't know if
Yeah, Axel
Cloak
Braun.
and Dagger will be canceled. It's weird we haven't heard anything from it since that initial trailer.
I think it's
So
already
from-
done filming.
It's
No,
done
and New
filming, but they can
Warriors.
still
it's
shelf
done
it.
filming.
Yeah, it's just kind of
From what I've
in flux.
from what I've heard this week, it is still on track for its release date.
It's
whatever
this
that
year.
means.
Isn't
Fall 2018. Yeah, I thought.
it? Yeah, all 2018.
Yep.
What about New Warriors? I
Um,
want to see Squirrel Girl on that.
Vaintrub?
Warriors
I mean,
canceled.
she's voicing her in that Marvel Rising animated movie.
Side note, Ghost Spider. Stupid name. No reason for it.
Is it Ghost Spider? Is like an alternate version of Spider-Man who's had the
Yeah.
Ghost Rider spirit inside of him.
It
That was a
doesn't make
weird
sense
choice.
because she still has the Spider-Gwen costume.
Yeah,
And
but
it's
they
just
can't.
like,
they
I'm
don't want to
Ghost
call her
Spider.
Spider-Woman to mix her up with Jessica Drew, and now she's in the main universe.
Just stop.
Yeah. That's why we're getting Spy D.
I rebuke that name and all that is Marvel.
And his lively Hispanic partner, Spy C.
Oh God. We can talk America
That's not
Chavez
offensive
if
at
you
all.
want to. I already know how I would do that movie if someone wants a video about that. Oh man, let's see. Where's some other questions we have?
I'm gonna guess that Spider-Gwen rumor is because Dove Cameron is gonna be on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't think it's gonna be Spider-Gwen. I think she's just playing someone else.
Yeah, people think
I
she's
would
going to
agree
be
with
a
that.
Gwen for Homecoming too, which looking at how they keep bringing her back for Marvel stuff.
I mean,
it's possible.
she would work for it. She's
looks-
around the
she's
same
blonde
age as
and-
Tom Holland is.
I mean, she's blonde hair, blue eyes, and his age. It would
Yeah.
be perfect. And it's in house.
Yeah, but she's too perfect. They have to change her hair color for no reason and give her an accent.
She's going to be a Mexican goth, and she does brujeria on Peter. Someone do some fan art of that.
I came up with it. Screen capture video.
Her name will be Gwen Esteban.
I watch AVGN, Mike.
People still watch AVGN? I watch it from time
He
to
came
time.
up with a bunch of stuff like in the recent months.
He's good. He's still pretty good. He's consistent.
Yeah.
Will Venom be in the MCU like Daredevil?
Yeah, is Venom in the MCU?
It's just as much in the MCU as any of the Netflix shows.
Yeah. Tim got it.
Logan Paul. Get out of here.
Get from here.
I
know,
only knew
go
what
on
his
now.
name was through a different channel. I have no idea where he comes from or what his video production even is.
He's from Vine, and I feel like
Yeah.
the only one who remembers the Paul brothers from Vine because I was there during.
I was
The
there
rise
in the
of Paul.
trenches.
Yeah, I was there. I remember the weird transition period where all the white people on Vine went to YouTube and all the black ones went to Instagram. It was strange. It was very strange.
They didn't go to World Star.
No, they didn't. Surprisingly, which is weird because World Star was good for memes.
Yeah.
It was. Still
Yeah,
is.
man.
Let me get that pizza bonus.
They're those Vine comps were lint. It was lit. It was just
Lint?
people falling and ass and titties. That's World Star Hip Hop. It's the whole site. Teenage Nerd Hybrid Network does have a Twitter.
It does. It's hybrid network _. All right. Do you prefer horror or sci-fi movies? That's a good question.
Yeah, for me, it's
Um,
sci-fi. I was never a huge fan of horror.
Yeah, I go sci-fi myself as well.
I'll watch horror, but I'm more of a sci-fi leaner. But I mess with horror from time to time. I still want Final Destination 6 to happen.
Luke Skywalker II asks, do you think Tom Hardy will play a good Eddie Brock / Venom in the Venom film? Really good question. So initially I was a little concerned they were going to change his character a little bit to kind of fit Tom Hardy a little better. But no, it seems like he's going to be a reporter like Eddie Brock was. And that's where the movie picks up. He is not the part of the movie that I'm worried about. I'll say that.
The acting isn't the concern for
Yeah,
me.
I think he'll do fine as Eddie Brock with it. After all, he is the shittiest Star Trek villain of all time.
I didn't realize till the other day. I entirely forgot that Eddie Brock is blonde in the comics. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah.
He was a redhead on the animated series.
Yeah, he was.
they're-
Shocker!
But they changed Eddie's origin though in the movie a little bit.
Yeah.
They kind
looks
of
like they
have
probably
to for just because it's a really convoluted backstory that involves multiple events from the comics.
And, space.
Biggie Cheese asks, which Black Panther comics do you recommend reading? Well, this is really interesting.
We were talking about this
I am
earlier,
not
actually.
Did we?
Well, not here. Not on the live show. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I'm trying to think of the ones that I haven't read any super recently. I always liked the way Hickman wrote them, but specifically that was usually in crossovers with the Illuminati stuff and leading up to Secret Wars and all that. You guys have any recommendations?
Priest is like the patron saint that everybody goes to. I
The
agree.
patron saint of Panther.
Yes, the Saint of Panther, which Priest. I mean, Priest is a good writer.
Yeah.
And the current run by Ta-Nehisi Coates is good. I think it's better, weirdly enough, as it like goes on. I'm the only one that enjoys some of Hudlin's writing, but that's because I read the first volume, then skipped all the way to Shuri as Black Panther.
Yeah.
Hudlin's is very controversial, which I can kind of understand. Like he kind of made Cap, which doesn't really make sense.
Somebody asked what we thought about. Aris Labello asked, "What do we think about the Spawn movie?" That's a really good.
It is
Isn't he not
super
supposed to talk?
forgettable.
It is happening. It actually, I mean, it's closer to actually.
Oh, I thought you were talking
happening
about the one that already existed.
Oh, well, we can talk about both.
No,
The new one is
with,
what we're talking about. And
I think so.
I am surprised that anyone in the world besides Todd McFarlane is even interested in that movie.
Michael Jai White deserves better. I would want him back for a reboot of it.
Yes, Spawn is one of those super 90s concepts that I'm surprised still exists.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm interested in it. I think that McFarlane having an active role in it is maybe the most interesting part of it, just because one, it's it's one of those things that you don't really see a lot in Hollywood, and two, you would think that if anyone would know how to make a good Spawn movie, it'd be him. But again, it's one of those things where maybe he's too close to it.
He also didn't make up like
might
half
work
of
out.
Spawn's supporting cast.
That's true.
Why make
That's
it
true.
when you can steal?
That's why Angela is an official Marvel character out of spite.
Thanks, Neil Gaiman.
That's true. So I think, from what we understand, it's going to be following the detective, or it's going to be like a detective as it's kind of following.
Yeah, what is it, like Twitch and something?
Yes, with Sam and Twitch,
Sam and Twitch, yeah.
which wasn't that supposed to be a movie or spinoff or something?
It's supposed to be a spin-off at some point.
I think it's specifically. Well, I mean, it might get a spinoff after it, but from what I understand, it's like Through Their Eyes or something like that.
Isn't there supposed to be like a Goon movie or something?
With Sean William Scott?
No, some comic book.
Great movie.
People remember Sean
When do we
William Scott?
expect the Hellboy movie to come out? That's a good question. I would say late 2019 is my guess. Although, no, hold on.
Doesn't it have a release date set?
Hmm?
The Hellboy.
The Hellboy
I don't.
movie?
It doesn't have a set release date. I don't.
Yeah, it's
think.
January 2019.
Oh, it is. Okay, never
So,
mind.
Early 2019.
Nick be knowing stuff.
All right.
Wait, are we adding Waru to this? Because he added me on Skype.
Uh-oh.
Adam.
Yeah, sure.
And
I want to hear what Waru sounds like.
If you've been to his channel, you'll know.
Yeah, he has his channel.
He covers.
Uh,
Well,
real
I've
quick.
never been to the channel. I'm really bad at watching things.
he covers Spider-Man video game news.
Yeah.
All right, really quickly. If you guys, question for y'all, not necessarily the people on the Skype call, but the viewers, would you like a Skype kind of Q&A like this bi-weekly or every week?
Or
So
monthly,
every week or every 2
whichever.
weeks. Or monthly. You get to choose.
Just like the awards.
Gerald Destinobles asked, do you think a Black Widow movie is necessary at this point?
No, I never thought it was necessary.
They missed their window for it by like 5-6 years.
We're already getting a Black Widow movie in March. Why do we need another one?
Well, so that's kind of something that I mean, so here's the thing. I think is it necessary? No. But are any of these movies necessary?
Not really.
No.
No.
So it's like, if you've got nothing else to do for Phase 4, like, I don't think there's a huge issue. I would say, why not? Why not?
I'm seeing a lot of bi-weekly for that.
So there's another, if you could replace any 2018 movie with New Mutants, and I'm sorry, just let me know if you asked that question, I forgot about it. If you could replace any 2018 movie with New Mutants, which would it
Dark
be?
Phoenix.
My answer is Dark Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Yeah. Let's we're all in agreement.
The movie that no one wants and no one asked for.
No, the movie that I want and no one asked for is Silver and Black, which I think someone asked about.
Oh yeah, that movie.
Well, I think somebody
Wait,
So
Waru
somebody, Waru,
Hey,
Waru.
Hey, Waru.
what's good?
Nothing much.
Waru's in here, guys.
Woo.
So a lot of people are pointing out a Black Widow and Hawkeye team up. That would be good. I think it would be a good send off for both characters because I'm sure they're not both going to be in those roles for too much.
Here's the thing I was thinking of with Hawkeye, considering that there's a rumor that Hawkeye's family is going to be killed like the Ultimate Universe in Infinity War. Like
he's gonna
kill a kid.
That's gonna happen.
If they do end up killing off Hawkeye's family, that's the perfect setup to make a Matt Fraction-inspired Hawkeye series where he moves into the apartment building and has all the neighbors.
Honestly, Jeremy Renner could do a Netflix series.
I'd love to see Netflix of the Matt Fraction version of Hawkeye.
Freeform.
I don't think Scarlett Johansson would go for a Netflix series at this point in her career.
No.
I think that would be probably a better way to, a better way for them to go either. But I feel like that's one of those things where it's like it's our go-to answer for everything. It's like, do you want a movie of this? Nah, but I mean, I could see it being a Netflix series. Yeah. It's just kind of our go-to. How are you doing, Waru? This is our first time actually talking.
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
How's it going, Waru?
I'm doing pretty good.
White Widow.
What's up,
man?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Do you want to tell the people where they can find you on the YouTube?
Oh yeah, my channel is Waru Boy, and I'm almost at 500 subs.
Go sub to Waru.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who should play Bullseye if he appears in Daredevil season 3? That's a really good question.
For the longest time, people wanted
Biggie Cheese,
not Stamos, bald man.
John Stamos.
John Stamos.
Bald man. John Stamos. Yes, it's Bullseye.
Biggie Cheese's picks were Michael C. Hall or Aaron Paul.
I love Michael C. Hall.
Both of those are interesting. Michael C. Hall would be good. Aaron Paul, I just kind of would hope that he is sniping people.
Gotcha.
Matthew Fox.
Like Dave Chappelle.
Matthew Fox.
Yeah.
What about Matthew Perry? Let's get Chandler in there.
Jack Black as Hercules would be phenomenal.
I would fucking love.
I wouldn't know
yes, Uncle Jesse versus Daredevil Monkey Zor.
Honestly, though, if they did to Jack Black what they did with Chris Pratt, I don't know what to do because a girl I know said after watching Jumanji, she's like, "Oh yeah, it's like Daddy Jack Black at it again," and there was just confusion in the comments. It's like
What? Yeah, Brendan. Let's get Brendan Fraser as Bullseye. I actually like that. Good suggestion.
Bring back the Fraser.
That's a hard no.
He did tease that something's coming up, something important. Fraser heads.
But nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
No, it's still in production. Just got to be patient.
Shia LaBeouf as the next Tony Stark.
Hell no. Fuck
right.
that noise.
That's optimistic.
He could play Arno.
That's an idea.
He could be Moon Knight.
DC Luke would
see
be
that?
triggered.
Yeah.
I'd watch one episode of that just to see how that would work.
Who would Bryan Cranston play in the MCU?
Annihilus. Annihilus.
Annihilus
would be great.
Silver
Blast
Surfer.
Star.
Born. J. Jonah Jameson.
Captain Marvel.
Dude,
that'd be down.
Bryan Cranston as a Jameson, Tom Holland would shit himself.
Yeah.
I would. I'd be like,
Well, they should get Terry
pictures of
Crews
Spider-Man.
for Jameson.
Jameson would be a good option.
yeah.
Black Panther.
Black
Panther.
Panther. The Black Prophet.
The Black Panther.
Panthot.
He's Algerian.
Blue Marvel.
Question: should Hulk and Black Widow smash Operation Gladio B?
Oh my!
Wonder Woman or Black Widow fight Operation Gladio A in the past?
I don't
know.
That would be an interesting.
Interesting. You're talking about post-war
orgy?
Italian operations.
What a time to be alive.
Who should die in
Michael
Infinity
J.
War?
Who should die? I'm voting.
I think they should kill off Drax, Loki.
I'm fine with that. So
I
far.
don't want
I
them
say
to
Captain
kill
America.
off Tony, but they
And
might.
Valkyrie.
Avengers 4.
Well, so
I'd be sad if they killed off Valkyrie.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Hawkeye makes it through to Avengers 4 because he just wrapped shooting on that.
And like he's
Nebula,
Yeah.
or Karen Gillan just rap. Well, I mean, they all just rap, but still. Karen
Yeah,
My thought was, you don't kill Tony. What you have him do is kind of, because he was director of Shield for a little while in the comics. You have him be director of Shield, and then he can just appear in a bunch of your movies like Nick Fury did.
he's the new Nick Fury.
They should do
Yeah,
Teenage
I guess
Tony.
kill off Nick Fury is one of them, because he can still be in like the past movies that they have.
Sam Jackson, even well, he's in Captain
We
Marvel.
need
Yeah,
a-
so that's
we
in the
need young
'90s
Sam-
though.
We need young CGI Sam Jackson for a Blue Marvel movie set in the '60s about race wars and John F. Kennedy.
No, Denzel.
Hulk could die. That's
Denzel
a
for
good
Blue
point.
Marvel. I'd be done.
Dude, that would be so.
Oh
good.
man,
I just
who
can't
would
wait.
play Connor Sims? Is my question.
Okay.
Connor Sims.
Okay.
All right, okay, all right.
All right. All right.
I want to reboot.
You should like, yeah.
Actually, speaking of reboots, did you hear that the show Reboot is getting a remake?
Oh
Yeah,
Lord.
it's going to have half live action segments featuring kids.
Yeah, because that worked so well for Code Lyoko.
I know that show lasted one season in France and then died.
Exactly.
I like how they dubbed one
kinda-
episode and it was episode 5 and then never did any more of them.
There was like an American version of Sailor Moon for like a minute.
Oh,
it was like part live action.
Yeah,
It was gonna have live action wraparound segments and then it had just like standard action animation for the time.
By
yeah.
Deke.
Mike Bushnell about to get it, apparently.
All right, Mike Bushnell,
Go forth and prosper.
Fuck her right in the pussy.
Yes.
Do that as well. Don't miss.
Hulk is don't
Don't miss. Beginner's mistake.
Hulk is neutral enough that it would bring Cap, Tony, and the rest of the team together again. That's a good point. That's a really good point, Tim. It's kind of like Coulson, I guess, in that way in the original movie. And we do know there will still be some Civil War carryover in Infinity War. Tony receiving the phone from Cap does not automatically fix everything, apparently.
Yep.
Civil War 2, but good.
I'm sure he's gonna use the
Civil War
phone
7.
in the movie though.
He's gonna order pizza with
I
it.
think my favorite thing from the Guardian Code, that reboot, is that one of the live action kids is like, there's 13-year-old kids. It says attractive Asian girl in the casting call. We need the sexiest 13-year-old Asian girl possible.
If she's 13.
And now we're all on
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
in Japan,
I'm 13.
Japan laughs at them.
I was actually listening to another show, and someone said as an idea for Thor 4, have Thor die in Infinity War and do a Thor Valhalla movie. And I was like, hold on a second,
You could have Enchantress.
Sovngarde.
that you could do a story with that. Have him meet Hilda
Skyrim
and
is
stuff.
for the Nords.
Odin's brother, I think, or his dad or whatever.
Do Angela, do Brunhilde, do
He was in Fear Itself. I think it was his father. I don't remember.
yeah.
How do you want the Fantastic Four to be introduced in the MCU? That's a good
Do we
question.
have a video about that?
I want.
We do.
I think it was Johnny Storm to like be Spider-Man's, friend. Like have it like ultimate where like they're like early 20s and like Johnny he's like late teens kind of.
I like Old Man Reed.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of
I
what
want-
I'm rooting for too.
the past couple Marvel leads, we've been sticking with Warrior's idea to have Bobby Drake and Johnny Storm as
Amazing Friends.
basically Amazing Friends, but instead of Firestar, we get
It was supposed to be the Human Torch originally, but Universal
Well-
held the rights to the character at the time.
They had his cartoon rights. What?
They had the
Yeah.
rights to just use the character for a film, and so that's why he wasn't on the Fantastic Four 78 series and why he wasn't on Amazing Friends.
Oh yeah, the freaking robot. I think
Herbie.
Yeah, Herbie.
Herbie,
Yeah.
the legendary talking car,
Uh,
fucking flying car. Oh no, he was a robot. My bad. Wow, messed that one up entirely.
who? Herbie
From the Fantastic
robot.
Four cartoon.
I think a way that they can do the Fantastic Four is that they do the origin of them going off into space, and then they vanished, and then they just appear back, and they had been in the negative zone the whole time, and that's where they got their powers.
Yeah, you could honestly
Possible.
doing a
Yeah.
negative zone story. That's a whole movie.
Yep.
Like it opens with them going
No,
up.
dude, the easiest way is just pulling the Fant Four Stick cast and just. not
no.
even-
They can't
Too
do
late
that
for that.
because Michael B. Jordan's playing someone else.
Yeah, it doesn't
I
matter.
want a good Fantastic Four movie.
It's like that picture of the two Spider-Man pointing at you.
Black Panther meets
Storm.
Johnny Storm for the first time.
I still
You look
think
familiar.
there needs to be an excuse for Captain America to meet Killmonger just for a Johnny Storm joke.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I hope that Killmonger survives Black Panther.
I do too. I haven't seen the movie yet, but I already like his
No, he
character.
dies.
Disappoint.
Yeah.
So like Black
Yeah,
Panther has like
when
four-
Wakanda gets destroyed by Surtur at the end.
Yeah, it. Oh, well,
I want
Wakanda.
every Marvel movie now from Ragnarok to end with them summoning Surtur to destroy where they were.
Wakanda is not just the nation under our feet; it is a people. He just smashes the vibranium ore and detonates the whole country. It's like, oh.
Spider-Man school gets wrecked.
all the Panthers are running around on fire.
It's Spider-Man school, just like Spider-Man swinging off. It's like whatever his school's name is. It's more than just classes. It's the students. Surtur on top of it, smashing the
All those people that didn't like Michelle get their dream to see Zendaya on fire.
I never freeze.
I never freeze.
I just love that's the one thing everybody overlooks in the "Do you know the way?" You do not know the way.
God.
Everybody overlooks the fact that they literally one of the dudes like literally goes like it's like I never freeze. Do you know
I know they
way?
were.
I feel like
Are
that's
you
going to
a
be a
queen?
line in Black Panther, but out of
Queen.
sheer coincidence. Like it predated the meme by accident.
I do not know the way.
I know the way, mother.
Like he's just going to be running. It's like, excuse me, sir. Do you know the way? Yes, sir. The Panther went. The Jaguar went that way.
I am Wakandan, damn it.
What's funny is like that's actually pretty much that's I feel like that's gonna be people's least favorite part of the movie is Chadwick Boseman's African accent.
I mean,
I'm
people
fine
liked
with
it
it
in
in Civil War.
Take Me to the King.
I don't like Scarlet's accent. Wait, no,
Scarlet
Witch, yeah,
Scarlet
not great
Witch.
either.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
but
that
they're
one
stuck
that
with
one has
it
been
now.
bad for years. You
It-
can't save that one.
Age of Ultron.
We have time to save generic African accent that every black person does.
No, Scarlet Witch just keeps coming in and out. That's why I don't like it.
Just have
Yeah.
it to stay
So it kinda-
English.
It's very inconsistent.
It reminds me a little bit of like with Wonder Woman where it's like should we have everyone do Gal Gadot's accent? Nah, let's just accent Twister.
Half
It's like,
will
you got
do the accent, half will not.
exactly. You got Norwegian and Scottish. Good luck.
I mean, Sophie Turner had to do the American accent for Apocalypse, and that one wasn't too.
It wasn't.
Dude,
No,
everything in
it was a little bit
Apocalypse
rough.
was shit.
It's
Apocalypse.
weird. She looks the part, but good night, teenage nerd. Godspeed.
Good night, teenage
Good night.
nerd.
Go jerk off in your sleep. I don't know.
Oh, damn. All right.
Night, night. Beat,
I'll
beat,
try to
sleep.
put him on blast. I thought she was Israeli. She is. She is Israeli.
Israeli.
The issue is nobody else. It's like it's not an easy accent to do.
No.
So everyone
it's
just
not.
did their own accent.
Everyone just did their. So I mean, Connie Nielsen did kind of like Skyrim is for the Nords. Everybody else just kind of did a little bit like somewhere in the middle. They just did random European accent generator.
You got some Scottish, some Irish, some English. I think
sprinkle of Romania.
there's some Romanian woman there.
Dude, that little tiny Diana didn't look anything like Gal though. The little girl
Oh, the little white girl.
in the beginning.
Tiny white girl.
Flashpoint.
Hey, she looked exactly like no.
Yeah, she looked exactly like any little white girl in America. Did she look like Gal
It's
Gadot?
Star-
Not really, because apparently finding tiny Israeli girls is hard for casting calls. I don't know. needed Middle Eastern 7-year-old. Like
That's still my favorite casting call for the Titans animated, not the Titans live action series for
Beast Boy?
No, not Beast Boy, for the one that's supposedly Wonder Girl. We're looking for an actress who's white or Hispanic or Middle Eastern or ethnically ambiguous.
That's
But no
It's like-
black people? Well, that's racist.
No,
Saying
basically what they're
can't be
saying
black?
without directly saying it is, we want someone who looks like what Gal Gadot is.
so.
That's
Donna
what
Troy?
they're saying, but they
Like
can't
Gal
directly
Gadot,
say
but
it
not
in this.
too much like Gal Gadot. Well, yeah, because it's a casting call, and you don't want to be weird.
We need someone who looks like Gal Gadot. Because we're doing Wonder Girl.
I mean,
Girl.
isn't she probably going to end up being blonde, so does it really matter?
Oh wait, no, that's
the other Wonder
Cassie
Girl. They're doing Donna
Sandsmark.
Troy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the one that no one cares about.
Donna Troy's the better one.
Yeah, but no one cares, and DC doesn't either, except for Rebirth. So
Actually, speaking of
They
Wonder
care
Girl,
about her now because they got rid of the old Wonder Girl. She's off in the ether doing whatever.
Oh,
like
wait.
there's like two of them, and Scott.
Star Wars is Disney now. Do you think there might be a Star Wars cameo in Guardians 3?
They might do like one of the lore creatures in the background of a shop, but they're not going to do a direct crossover. Disney doesn't like doing that.
They'll do that blue milk monster.
From
Max-
Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Uh,
thought you were talking about Max Rebo, the greatest jizz whaler in the galaxy.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that statement is all entirely true in canon.
Entirely accurate.
It was like Tim didn't say a single lie in that whole sentence.
Who was the guy who was the dude from episode 5 that we talked about, Will?
Oh,
It's a trap.
the dude with the
not
ice cream
Akbar.
maker
Oh, man.
that was like
The ice cream
pertinent
he
to the
saved the
success
galaxy.
of the rebels.
Canonically, he saved the galaxy.
Oh man, what was his name?
God.
Wildo or
I'm gonna
something?
look that up. Yeah.
No, Willow. That's
Willow.
Lucas.
No.
I'm gonna find it. I gotta find his name.
No, I got it right now. Hold on.
Yeah. Wilro Hood.
Wilro Hood. That's
The
what it was,
legend.
Wilro Hood. The legend.
Absolutely.
Literally saved the galaxy. Teenage nerd. Yes, I did say her name.
Yeah, nerd.
It was time. No, hey, don't do that. Don't be like that.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
Don't be like that. Good night. Good
Someone
night.
out there is having
Enjoy
field
your
day
rest.
Good
with
night
bag
to
of chips.
Tim.
So
What
yeah,
about Titans?
Titans.
Did they get the one that goes in Titans? Which Wonder Girl bet they got the wrong one? No planning, just like Lucasfilms.
They're no
What?
cyborg. So
They can't
Everybody
use
but
Cyborg
some.
because he's not allowed to be a Teen Titan anymore.
yeah,
don't
but
think so.
Cyborg.
Except on Teen Titans Go, it's weird.
Yeah, Cyborg doesn't
Cyborg
fit
go.
on the Justice League. I'm
Dude,
sorry.
why can't they let Cyborg be a teen anymore?
Why can't
It's
they
so-
just let him be on both teams? Why does he
why
have
does
to
DC
be
have
just
to
a
make us
Justice
so
League
upset?
member?
They realize that DC has more than just like 3 black dudes in it, right?
Static.
They already had like a high-tech black guy on the Justice League already before they put Cyborg on it with Steel.
Yeah.
Wait,
But I
which
guess
Steel?
they don't want to remind people of how Steel came about.
Superman
Just
Steel.
Superman.
Oh, Shaq?
Yeah, Shaq.
Dude,
Should
they're gonna
fill
bring
up
him
Steel.
back, and I hope he's canon to DCEU.
Well, I
But
guess-
it would make sense. That would be the one universe he could kind of slide right into without any issue. No one talked about that black dude with that girl in the wheelchair and that dude that vaguely
And
resembles
Shaft.
Shaft. and Shaft, cuz.
So yeah, let's.
Let's
Oh
see.
yeah, Jaden Smith is static, no? Or-
No, they're
I
definitely
found-
never going to do that.
Nope.
Static so
So-
far just doesn't exist anymore.
Well, no, he's gonna be in Young Justice season 3.
He is going to be in that. That's the only thing that used him.
Remember, they're supposed to be bringing back all of the.
Oh, one thing
Yeah,
I find
Milestone.
hilarious looking back on it, because I didn't see these episodes initially for Young Justice, the Apache Chief equivalent on that Runaways team. Not only does he have the same name as the Ultimen's character, they have the same voice actor.
Oh,
Apparently they were one and done with their reference to Apache Chief. Long Shadow, this actor, done. Have to do it every time.
be consistent. The real fans will know. Would you guys like to see? Oh, this is Neil. Would you like to see a Thundercats movie like Lord
Yes.
of the Rings? And who would you want to do it? Oh, dude, a Thundercat.
Dude, I want to see a He-Man movie, but they got Goyer doing it.
There already was a He-Man movie.
Yeah.
No, but a
But a
new one.
Thundercat movie like Lord of the Rings would
Oh,
be boss.
Speaking of the He-Man movie, I just wanted to bring this up. I started watching this series on Netflix. It's called The Toys That Made Us. It's this 8-part documentary series going over the production history of like the most popular toy lines. It's really fun.
I definitely want to check that out.
Right now they have half of it up on Netflix, the first 4.
Is it releasing like every week? Or
No,
like,
I don't know. They're doing it like those weird half seasons Netflix started doing. So they did the 4 on like December, at the end of December. I don't know when the next 4 are coming out. But so far they have Star Wars, they have Barbie, they have He-Man, and they have G.I. Joe.
Those are all pretty top
Joe.
G.I. Joe is
so
there.
Biggie Cheese was asking for a debate on who's more SJW, Marvel or DC, between Marvel Elite and Super Friends. That would be a long video I would do in my own channel. Just because
Dude, DC is SJW.
Yeah, like talking about SJW Marvel is something I love to hate.
I don't know if they're more SJW, but they're definitely more incompetent at it.
Yeah.
What did Marvel just do to Kamala? She looks like an old man with a skunk head.
I know.
For the Exile series?
Yeah, future Kamala. Old lady Kamala.
Yeah, that's such a weird random team for the Exiles that they have. It's Iron Lad, Blink, Kamala Khan,
Black
and then Tessa Thompson, Valkyrie, and then some sort of cartoon Wolverine.
Yeah,
which reminds me of Squad, like that show.
Summon your squad.
Superhero Squad. No,
it does look like the Superhero Squad version of him, but even smaller.
Yeah. SJW. It's weird. You can write characters with like stories about that are related to feminism and social justice and all that stuff, but Marvel doesn't know how to do it worth a damn, and they hire all of the worst people.
Yeah.
Like Gabby Rivera.
Dude, they made that Inhumans book. Remember, what was his name? The basketball player or something?
Oh,
Mosaic?
that one actually wasn't that
bad.
bad.
Mosaic.
Yeah, Mosaic.
Oh, yeah.
Artist and half creator.
Yeah, but that's like an example of like doing something right, but it just got like no promotion.
It had no promotion. It had 8. It was a good book. Not amazing, but it was good for what it was.
Just like Proud Mary.
I need to see. I'll review that one for the channel.
Did you hear some of the stuff that they were pulling on like the Thursday night screenings of
they canceled screenings the hour before.
They literally canceled Thursday night showings. Yes, like with there weren't like a ton of tickets sold. I think it was like around 80, so that's still like a pretty good amount. But the studio literally called an hour before the first showtime and canceled all of them.
Which I don't know why. I listened to a review for Proud Mary, and I also asked my mother because she went to see it. And like I hear that the acting is good, but the story is basic, which makes me really sad because I'm like, dude, you can do like black people as cool characters, but don't like you have to care. I think that's kind of why I heard
like Hidden
Atomic
Figures.
Blonde failed. That it leaned too much into being
Atomic Blonde was real boring.
Yeah, which I'm like, you have all
they
these
had
good
Charlize
actors.
Theron.
Yeah, I'm like, how'd you mess that up?
Yeah.
This is true. Black people don't really sell well in Asian territories, which is unfortunate, and that concerned me for Black Panther.
Yeah.
I do like how in China and Japan, on all the posters where his mask is off, they put the mask on.
Yeah, you don't see his face on those, and I'm like, gee.
Oh yeah, speaking of Black Panther, that pen. Oh dear.
So let's hold on, guys. Let's go for let's say 9:45. I'm probably gonna have to bounce, but we will be doing more of these.
Like tomorrow
in the future.
So we got 5 more minutes to get your questions in.
Yeah.
5 more minutes.
6 more minutes.
Will we ever get black action heroes? I hope so. I don't want them to be written like generic people. Like writers in Hollywood got to do better on that.
That's the issue with like a bunch of female action heroes too.
Yeah.
Like they're afraid to take risks with them because they think they're going to offend someone.
Yeah.
Well, and I think a lot of that too just comes like the simple solution to both problems is have more black writers writing black characters, have more women writers.
Yeah, like
Marvel,
they had like Bendis write everything.
Yeah.
That's part of the issue.
Have competent people write competent characters. If they're the same race, that's a lovely coincidence.
Yeah, I think.
Well, no, exactly. But I think it's representation is one of those things where me as a white man, I would struggle to write a black character. Partially because it's that's not my frame of reference.
Yeah.
It's outside of my frame of reference completely. So it's one of those things where to write that character, I could write them based on my experiences, but that wouldn't be an accurate and authentic, representation of that character. That's what it comes down to for me. Obviously, like it's not the same for everyone. Like there are obviously, white people have written black characters before and they turned out all right,
Yeah.
but I think it's just the easiest solution. The easiest solution. I mean, if they're, competency is obviously a must.
I agree with what Neil just said. It's like put
Yeah.
character ahead of race. Diversity is important, but don't patronize people.
Yeah, that's
No, of
always
course,
been a lot of issues with like a bunch of books starring minority characters. They tend to focus too much on them being a minority and not them being a character.
Exactly, and that's one of those things that people have got to remember. That's one of those things that I think made Miles Morales so successful.
Initially.
is that it was
Initially.
yeah.
So
but
then
I mean,
he didn't have a character, and that
And now
And
he's
now we have
Spy
Spy
D.
D.
Spy D.
SPY-D. Go fuck yourself, Marvel.
yeah, I'm like,
exactly. It's
just give me Waru and Michael the book. We'll take it from here.
stuff. But at the beginning, what made him so successful was he was, it was the character first. I mean, the race was a part of his character, but it wasn't the only thing.
It's the same thing with
So it's
Kamala.
obviously, yeah, exactly. It's it's
Nova?
that's
And Nova was never
Nova, yeah.
successful.
No,
No.
Ghost
not the new
Rider?
Nova.
sorry guys. But if you guys were directing one movie and have a budget of 150 million, any comic book, action, drama, or anything, what would it be? I'm gonna do a Death Note movie, and I'm gonna do it right.
I'm gonna do an empowered movie because that's my favorite superhero one, and I think that would be a hilarious time to do a sexy.
Let me do Meteor Man.
I have three options. I'd either do the Hawkeye movie I mentioned before. I'd attempt to start a series for Yu Yu Hakusho in live action, or I'd do a Full Metal Alchemist one.
Oh,
Actually, so I would do, if doing a series is an option, I would actually do a Death Note series, like a Prestige, HBO, or Showtime series. That's always what I advocated for, because it's one of the most complex.
Do an Alien movie. That's what I would do.
well,
Alien 5.
Neil said he'd do a.
Blomkamp.
Yeah, Neil said he'd do a
He'd
Men
do
in
an
Black.
alien movie and it'd be all David, every character.
Everyone is
All
David. And
That's if Ridley gets his way.
but they all have different
Monkey-
names, like David.
Wait,
Andrew,
Neil said he
Theodore,
would do
Tyrone.
an MIB movie.
Based
Yeah,
it off
based
of
on
the
the-
animated series.
That was a
Good.
good show.
Monkey,
Yeah.
Monkey Zor asks, would a She-Hulk movie work?
Maybe.
Yes.
It's a good question.
I'd rather
Maybe.
her have a procedural.
I think it'd be better as a TV show.
Yeah,
You've seen Jessica Jones. Now watch a woman that also gets angry.
I'd want it to. The one I always wanted to cast is the woman from Firefly.
China. Cast
Wonder
China
Woman.
as
Gina
She-Hulk.
Torres.
So
Yeah, Gina Torres as She-Hulk was always like my dream.
Jessica Walter. Oh, yeah. So the Lord's Legion asks, I guess, want a Doctor Doom movie, but done right. I do, and
Yes.
that's the one Fox spinoff that I really hope they don't cancel. Noah
No, I
Hawley's
hope they
Doctor
do
Doom
cancel
movie.
it. Just put them in the MCU. We don't need any more Fox.
They could
shit.
put the movie in the
Yeah.
MCU. Like, it
Just
hasn't been
keep
written
having Noah
yet.
Just keep the
direction.
movie, but
No.
For those of you that don't know, Noah Hawley is writing and potentially directing a Doctor Doom movie for
That's
Fox.
never
And
happening.
he's the guy behind Fargo, Legion, all of that great stuff. It's my most anticipated Fox thing, hands
That'll
down.
never happen.
Huntress
Okay.
and Black Canary movie. Well, I mean, remember Gotham City Sirens? How that was an idea that someone.
Maybe if you're gonna do Huntress and Black Canary, may as well just do the full Birds of Prey movie.
Yeah,
And
just do Birds of
Batgirl.
Prey. Do it with sirens. Yeah, those are the villains. Boom.
Yeah.
The villains
you were
are
happy for
just
the Venom
sirens,
movie.
not actual women, just like the
No.
things on top of cars that make noise.
Exactly. It's just them
So are
hitting
you-
police cars.
Are you happy for the Venom movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
actually pretty
pretty
hyped. I
excited
want
about
a shirt saying "We are Venom." That looks hype as hell.
Yeah.
Just
That
don't
does
suck
look
ass. Please, Sony, just don't.
That new
Please.
little tidbit that came out did actually get me pretty interested. I'm like, okay, you got me, Sony. You're getting me into it.
Also, should the film be canon in the MCU if it's good? I mean,
If it's good,
Like,
yes.
why not?
Actually, I as much as I love Tom Holland, watching him like little Tom Holland fight Tom Hardy a la Ultimate Spider-Man would be hilarious.
Well, hey, Tom Hardy is not actually. So he's built, he's muscular, but he's actually only 5'6", 5'7". He's a short guy.
Well,
He's
Tom
like the
Holland is
same
5'8".
height as
This
Patrick
would be a good
Stewart.
fight. Hold on a second. That'd be a good fight.
They're the same. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it would be.
Yeah,
it would be
Tom
an
Hardy's
interesting
like,
fight.
yeah.
he's
That'd
like
be awesome.
6'5".
He's 5'9". Tom Holland is 5'8". It's a pretty even fight.
So it's close.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He just looks more intimidating.
He's just
It
wide.
does.
He's a
So,
wide
like,
boy.
You would not.
Get Carnage.
You might talk shit to one of them. You definitely would not talk shit to the other.
Holland versus
but-
Hardy. Let's make it happen, Marvel.
And Carnage and
Battle of the
Toxin.
Toms.
The Battle of the Toms.
Any DC comics you're liking currently? I'm really loving Miracle Man, Mr. Miracle. Sorry,
Oh, yeah,
Miracle
I
Man
noticed
is Marvel.
That's true. Mr. Miracle. Really love anything Tom King is.
Batman White Knight is good.
Batman, is it good?
Yeah.
I've heard good things.
I like Red Hood.
Red Hood's
Oh, Red Hood and the Outlaws? Is that good?
Yeah. It's badass sell. Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I haven't read a DC comic in a while, at least not a modern one. So the ones that I like followed are like Titans, which was pretty good, and Green Arrow, which was pretty good.
I remember I started Super Sons and I liked what I read.
I want to start
It was
Batman
good.
and the Signal. Let's start Duke.
There's
no one cares about
all new Superman were books that I wanted to read. Neil,
Superwoman.
I have read Saga. I'm on volume 5. I would want an HBO show.
All right, guys. Last two questions.
Oh, yes. All right.
All right, let's
What?
see.
Oh.
Let's do what other
What other super villain movies would you like to see?
what
Magneto.
other supervillain movies? That would be a good one.
Carnage.
Yeah. Carnage would be
Lex
good.
Luthor. But recast it.
God, yes.
Still Doom.
Let's see. What's one that I'd actually want to see?
Which one I would want to see?
Cheetah, because, I don't know, furries would like it. I don't know.
A Riri Williams villain movie would be fun.
Oh, yeah.
That would be hilarious.
Kimmel with it. Diversity in comics, right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Diversity in comics. Shut up.
Riri Williams, talk about a character who no one cares about but her creator.
I want a film about him
true.
just tearing up comics. Like, that'd be the funniest thing ever.
Can people
Who is
drop
your
down in the
favorite-
comments?
Yeah,
DC
Bane
comic
movie
creator
would be
read?
pretty solid. I'd watch that.
Catwoman? Oh, wait.
Already have.
A whole-
And it was
who was your
perfect.
favorite-
One and done.
Who's your favorite DC superhero? Teenage Nerd.
Red
asks.
Hood, I mean, Batman.
Superhero?
I'm trying.
Alfred. There we go.
It'd either be Nightwing or Superman.
I think my favorite is definitely Nightwing.
God, I do have a favorite, and I can't remember their name. Why am I? Oh my god, it's not coming to me. Shit, the only one I can think of right now is Static for some reason. He was the first one of the first ones I got into, but
I really like The Flash. Who else? I like Superboy. You know, both Connor and his son.
yeah.
It
I
sucks
like
that
the
Connor
Robertsons.
doesn't exist anymore.
He's in Young Justice show though, so he kind of does. But
I did really
Does
like
he
the
really
first one
though?
Superman.
Like they rewrote the Earth 16 as being the future sons of the characters, as opposed to actually being Young Justice.
yes, also like there's a new 52 version, and like he had like the black and red suit. He was much different. Like in
Yeah,
the
that was a
Teen Titans
clone
book, he, like,
of the
left.
alternate future version of Jonathan Kent, who
Oh,
was
Jesus
evil and raised by
Christ.
Harvest.
Rihanna for the MCU.
Yes, please.
Sure.
Rihanna's gonna play
Let's
Riri.
do, yeah, Rihanna is. You've done a
Reboot
bad
in
Free
Human
Rihanna Willie.
and get
Honestly,
Beyonce. as-
Rihanna underneath like Robert Downey Jr. as like a protege, I'd pay some decent money to see that.
Or
All right, guys. I think we got to call it there, but we'll do another one. We'll figure out. You guys, we will be doing more of these in the future. More Q&As more regularly, and also more award shows. We'll be doing more of those as well.
oh wait, there's one
any
more
final-
question. Who is the worst
question?
Marvel superhero?
Statistically speaking,
I mean,
Talking about sales or
personal
like
opinion.
Combo Man.
Personal opinion.
yeah, Combo Man is really
NFL
good.
Super
is
Pro.
the female Iron Man.
Nightcat.
Yeah. Nightcat.
Um,
All right, guys. Let's call it there. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for participating in the Q&A. We hope you enjoyed the awards, even if you know, all of the ones you wanted to win didn't win. Next time, definitely vote. Tell your friends. Get your friends to vote. You know, we'll see what happens next year. Any final thoughts, guys? Any final words?
I have
check
some.
out my YouTube channel.
Oh.
What are your
But
final
I've never
words,
posted.
Waru?
Check my channel, which is Waruboy, WARUBOI. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That's going to do it here for our 2018 Hybrid Network Awards. We'll see you next time.
Later, everyone.